like the idea of like the antlers there.
Yeah.
That's creative.
Yeah, that is fun. Again, looking for those little subtle differences when you have something so direct as ice fairies as a theme here. Also, footnote, we see a lot of our contestants picking out very specific colors based on the hex code itself. And maybe not your typical approach, but these are some sharp players behind us.
Incredible. How do they have that memorized? Is there a cheat sheet?
No, I think they actually have internalized a lot of the hex code for the colors
That is wild.
throughout Roblox.
I know before the event, you were tallying it up. There's a crazy amount of experience between the players.
That's right. These are Roblox power users. I added up all of their hours of our 10 finalists here, and they have a combined over 76,000 in-game hours of Roblox time. So there are some experts here, and you're going to see that throughout the day, that these truly are masters of all trades.
Only one member on that stage with less than 10 years of experience in Roblox. Really a testament to the skill, to the dedication that it takes to have made it all the way here to the final.
The passion. The passion's definitely there.
Yeah, 9 years ago, the noob, where they've come. Could they have ever imagined they'd be here competing for $1 million, dressing as ice fairies? Not what you expect. But again, looking good here. And we only have, what, a minute 20 left, less than that in this final round of DTI, where we will get some more scores going forward. As a reminder, again, there will be another game before progression, but a wonderful start.
Yeah, I want to take a look at Roby 100. When we got the questionnaire from the players, he said not only does he love playing Roblox, but he loves trying to make his own games and get creative. It's kind of the beauty of Roblox, right? Being able to experience all of these different games while also having the opportunity to develop your own experiences as well. And I think you see some of that creativity coming out here.
Yeah, you know, Roby, very fun one. Again, you mentioned he is a developer. He's been developing a long time, and he once created a game called The Easiest Game on Roblox, one of his hit games. And actually today he's competing in now the hardest game in Roblox. So a wonderful journey for Roby, coming all the way to the other side of the hardest competitions around.
Yeah, I played Roby's easiest game on Roblox.
Really?
And I was not able to beat it.
Is the game ironic? Is it
I think I'm just terrible.
All right, you've heard
Maybe
it
a
here.
bit of column A, column B.
Yeah.
That's why we brought you on, and you for your expert skill set at being terrible at Roblox. It
That's
itself
what
is
I'm
a
known
skill.
for.
Yes.
Just look from Mad Max here. Little different. Most people are going for like a really colorful blue look, like we're seeing from Anon Lime.
Yeah, I like these wings, though. Real alive. It adds a lot of flair. People are going for the more subtle fairy wings, but hey, just get out there with the real eagle, the eagle wings.
I don't know if this is possible. Do they have fairy wands in the accessories? Because that could be a good touch.
That's
Well,
a good...
if
We'll
they don't
find
have
out.
them now, they're out of time
Let's
because
find out.
we're walking the runway. Here's Roby 100.
Oh, yes.
Our first look. I like the way he's kind of integrated that fur. It almost looks like a cloud to me.
Yeah. It feels fashionable, and that's the thing. This isn't a costume contest. There is a fashion element here. How do you mix these kind of creative, broad themes with a fashion approach here? And it looked great, and we'll see if the judges like it. Coming up next, we've got Mad Max here. Oh, he found a lovely prop for this one.
Oh, I
harp.
like the lute.
Yeah.
Or harp.
Harp, lute, hey,
Some kind of instrument.
something. You got it. Strings that you flick and make lovely sounds. All right, getting those high heels, rocking that skirt. It's
Nice
a good
crop.
look. More blue. We're seeing the blue.
Yeah.
Come through again here.
Definitely going to be a motif for, I think, all our contestants here. Next one down the runway. This is Anonymous Lime. I think the most bold look we've seen. A very deep blue compared to a lot of people going for the more subtle looks.
Yeah, I like it. This feels strong. It's making a statement. This is a nice fairy, maybe even queen of the fairies. We'll see. Annie, what do you think? Do you like those wings?
I like
or
the
you like
hair.
the
It kind of
traditional?
reminds me of candy cane.
Oh, yeah.
Getting hungry now.
Getting hungry already. Well, we've got a long show ahead, and you.
Dude coming down as well. Another very bright, kind of neon blue look. I like these wings. A little different than some of the other ones we've seen.
Yeah, he captured a strong blue, knowing it's a field awash with the color blue here. It's a strong one. And as a reminder, he is the winner of the first round, so it's important for him to really keep that lead here. He really secures a good spot going into the next games.
Another similar look here. This one going for a bit of a lighter blue from Icicle. I like how cohesive it is. I think that the hair, the makeup, it all matches really nice.
Yeah, he did a good job matching that color. And I think cohesion is important here. You really want to send a message. Whether the judges love it or not is up to be interpreted, but at least you send a strong, cohesive thought.
There's a wand.
There it is.
Like a sparkler. I really
Oh,
like that.
Full sparkle
Yeah.
effects. Now we're talking.
Chafe.
Shave here.
Great choice.
Finding the good items. Look at that. And mastering the pose. See a lot of starred poses here. He had a plan. He knew the good ones, and he marked them. And that's important. All right, a couple more contestants here to come down the runway. Who we got left?
Who's coming up? Looks like this is one of the looks we were talking about. Those antlers combined with the bow.
Wow.
This one looks super good.
I like it. A little bit of a forest ice nymph here. Or ice fairy. Who are they? Fairies.
Hair so high we can't even see the name.
That's true. a good cover-up. Keep it mysterious.
Definitely a nice look, though.
Yeah.
The judges be objective.
Can they? Okay, already coming out fierce.
Whoa.
Oh, I like the idea on the mask there. Again, I think that the players who went for these slightly more unique spins are the ones that are going to stick out in the judges' memory.
Yeah, what is on here? It's some sort of large arm. It looks like almost oven mitts here, but I'm assuming it's something more
I think
fashionable.
That's the fur
Oh,
again.
that is the fur.
But
That
you
is
see
our
the fur
little
breaking
boa.
out?
Those are
Oh.
definitely oven mitts.
I was confused. What's happening here? I thought that might have been what's happening in fashion.
Antarel, one of the few players to not go with any kind of ears or antlers, instead just these kind of cold weather earmuffs.
Earmuffs, yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Ice Fairy, they got to be a little cold, right? Got to
Fair
keep warm.
play.
I like it. Again, trying to stand out in a crowded theme here. You want to be having that unique look.
And this one is looking pretty nice. This is from the Death Eagle. Got
I
those
love
wings
the ice
flapping.
cream.
The ice
Does he
cream.
have 2 wings layered on?
I think that is a wing layering, and he's got a nice animation that kind of makes them flutter out. It's actually
yeah.
a great look, and I think the ice cream is a good touch here. Our first break from the blue color scheme.
Yeah, it's kind of I like that, a little tongue-in-cheek, not taking himself too seriously in this mode at least.
Yeah, I think you've got it. It's an intense day. Start out with a smile and a little bit of ice cream.
A few of these players knew each other from the online Roblox community, maybe from even trying to qualify into this event. But for a lot of them, their first time meeting or first time playing in person was here at this event. But we've interacted with them, and it seems like a lot of them have gotten pretty comfortable with each other, have been having some fun. It's definitely high stakes, but still a cool opportunity to meet a bunch of different other experienced Roblox players from all around.
Absolutely. It's been an incredible journey for them, I know, in their last 24 hours, all arriving from around the U.S. and around the world, actually. They've got to know each other pretty well here at some of the warm-up games, some of the practices, and it's wonderful to see that kind of camaraderie and teamwork from these folks. We know there's a lot on the line. Competing for $1 million is a lot of high stakes, but keeping that kind of general positive spirit and a good sense of camaraderie is important for the folks.
Yeah, so we have our judges tallying up the points right now. And again, this is going to be combined scoring from both Dress to Impress and our second game, Super League Soccer, which is coming up after this. But I know every one of these matters because it is cumulative. All of your points from this qualifying round count towards being one of only 4 players that is going to progress.
Right, definitely. You cannot take the first round lightly because the scores, like Mimi said, are cumulative. So going into soccer, though, it's going to be a much different skill set that they're going to be showing off. Some teamwork, as Jay Party suggested. They got some time to spend with each other. So it'd be nice to see their teamwork.
All right. Scores are flowing in. As a reminder, in our first game, we saw Dude taking first place, followed by Jay and Icicle. We'll see if that holds again for this one, but I don't know. I'm expecting some upsets this time around. We'll see. A lot of those looks were similar. We saw the Blues stand out, so we'll see what the judges think again. I know DTI is not the experts of a lot of these players, but hey, a win's a win, and you got to come to win.
That's the thing that's brutal, right? It's like it's a category that you're having to sight read, figure out within 4 minutes, put a look together that's cohesive. But let's take a little peek at what our scores are. This is going to be the cumulative points from both rounds now, and it looks like our player coming out in front is the Death Eagle. A middling placement in the first round, but a strong 30 points in the second puts him out in the lead early on. A great showing for the Lithuanian.
Absolutely, and now total points. Coming in second, we had Mad Max, which is going to hopefully raise him a bit in the standings, but unfortunately still down here as Jay takes another strong spot and bounces up into the second spot here, up by 3 points, followed by Dud, who does fall into third from that one. An unfortunate showing in the second game, but hey, still in a great spot. You see the spread of points is still pretty tight. It will be anyone's game here going in to our next game. Here's some of the players. That is the Death Eagle there already, out in first, feeling good in the first round, although it is not over yet, because guess what? I think it's time to see some more of our next game here.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, even just going from the first round of Dress to Impress, you see how their rankings change so drastically after the second round. So it's good to be confident, but definitely stay alert.
All right, folks, the judges have put in their verdicts. Let's hear more from the judges themselves. See if we can get them here on the stream and find out what stood out on today's runways. Judges, how y'all doing?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Oh, yeah, it's fantastic. I mean, we are just getting underway here. All right, we saw some styles, hopefully some of them even fierce. Love to hear from y'all. What stood out on today's runway? What did you love seeing? Maybe we'll start with Joe here. Work our way down the judges.
Okay. For the second round, I loved the person that won for the Ice Fairy round. I think it was all very well put together. The accessories were great. The ice cream was great. Obviously, ice cream, Ice Fairy matched perfectly. I was really looking at themes. I took poses into account, not as much as Dante obviously talked about doing, but I don't know. I was surprised at how good some of these outfits were.
Yeah, here we go again, seeing the recap of the Ice Fairies round for all of our contestants here. Some of those exciting outfits, as you mentioned. I think the one you're talking about might have been the last one here to come up. That was our winner.
Yeah, that was the Death Eagle with that double wing, the ice cream look. Iron Mouse, I wanted to ask you as well. When we were talking the other day, you were saying you were going to put a lot of emphasis on how well the players were fitting into the themes. How well do you think they did overall? Did they impress you in how on brand they were with these?
I have to say, I think the second round was much better than the first. I feel like they struggled a little bit in the first round, but I think the first round was kind of like a warm up. So the second round was amazing, and I was very impressed with all the different looks. They looked so good.
All right, Dante, how about you? How you feeling today? What impressed you? What stood out?
What stood out to me was some people were going too blue. It wasn't giving ice. It wasn't giving cold.
It was giving
More ocean.
mermaid.
Yeah, mermaid, more
Water,
ocean-like.
mermaid.
Yeah, docked off some stars for that. But the white, the snow, the crowns, the antlers,
Yeah,
Antlers were good.
giving very much. Giving very much Ice Princess.
we love that too. All right, folks, we're going to move on to our next segment as the players are antsy and getting ready to jump into Super League Soccer. But a huge thank you to all of the judges. That was a lot of fun. Joe, Iron Mouse, and Dante, thank you again for joining us as guest judges on the Hunt Mega Final.
Loved your outfits, by the way.
Yeah, y'all looking like you slay yourself.
Fresh.
So,
Super
good,
fresh.
good stuff, good stuff. All right, coming out of that first game, what do you think so far, Mimi?
I was honestly impressed. I think the players did super well at ETI, but we've got something more coming up. Super League Soccer, it's a team game. It's going to be super different than what we saw in Dress to Impress.
All right, folks, the players are ready. And while the Death Eagle may be on top for now, it is still anyone's competition. Let's check out the rules for Super League Soccer.
Game 2, Super League Soccer. There are 3 matches total, and contestants will play 5 versus 5 in randomized teams. The team with the most goals wins the match. The contestant with the highest cumulative score will advance to the round of 4. Here's the scoring for each match.
All right. Folks, I think our players are back there and ready to go. Enyu, how you feeling about this one?
Very excited. Sports is probably something I'm a little more into. Watching, not playing, but yeah. Like
Have you played many of the sports games on Roblox?
I played pretty much all of them. Like I said, just video games. In person, not so great. So I think I'd be a good judge of how good they are here.
Well, here we go. Our second game of the day. It's Super League Soccer. The players randomly assigned to teams 5v5. That'll get scrambled between every round, and we're off to the races. The Death Eagle first in possession of the ball.
Yeah, and a strong initial breakaway already from our leader, but there he goes down. We've got a steal from the away team. As you see, we're going to have home versus away. Home in the, we'll say purple, and away in the green.
That they are. This game, the one where you're having to actually work with the team, trying to pass, find the right path to get that ball in is very important. Only 4.5 minutes per each of these rounds.
And I will say, for soccer-type games in Roblox, key is to stealing the ball from your opponents. Very
That it
easy to
is.
steal. So, as I say that, there's a goal.
That's Icy with the first goal for the green team here. Very nicely done by him. Gets the pass in from Roby and just sends that ball straight down the left side of the net.
All
Nice
right.
celebration.
Strong opener from the away team here. And again, you see at the bottom of the first player screen, there is a boost bar for your stamina here. Something important to manage. Do not want to use it all. Getting the ball and then get caught out. You're going to lose it real fast. Wow, Icy
There's
with
the
a huge
steal, like
breakaway.
I said.
No one's
Beautiful.
on the offensive side of the court. No one can pick this up. Goalie should be able to drag
Oh,
that
and it's out of
ball.
range. The goalie can't get it.
He
This could
can't
be a
get it.
crazy turnout. Oh, if this
Poke it
works
right
out
in.
for green.
Goalie's
Oh, it's a
defending.
miss.
The shot's just wide. Assist from Roby. Roby set up the first goal, but he knocks it in this time. 2-0 lead to the away.
That was actually an incredible use of the mechanics of Super League Soccer. I'm not sure that pass could have been more accurate down the field. That did not allow the goalie to get it, and they did get the recovery.
Here's Roby again. Trying
Here
to
you
get
see
onto a
multiple
steal.
steals per play.
This time the home team has to defend on their side of the pitch.
Team down by 2 misses on that breakaway here. There's still a lot of game left here, as you see, 3:40 on the game clock. So they've got time to play. And
Interesting
again,
move there by Jay.
Doesn't
Yeah.
he
To
just
the
out
other
ahead
side
here?
with no teammate there. Not sure what he was thinking there.
yeah, brave to think about that. They're definitely going for this like deep kick strategy, hoping to find someone to recover.
Dadadud gonna have to defend here. Shot going just to the right, misses out, and a pass back into the middle of the pitch. Somewhat even here, and both teams have just been kind of clumping the ball. Not a lot of setups for passes thus far. Hard to get that teamwork going perfectly.
Yeah, a little too much clumping happening. You can hear the contestants behind us
Good slide, though.
getting pretty pumped back there. We're seeing a lot of yelling for the strategy.
They're into it. They're definitely into
Yeah.
it. Loving the energy.
Absolutely. It is an exciting and intense one here. I know Super League Soccer brings the competition a little more fierce in a different way than we just saw.
Chance for a goal here. Death Eagle.
Oh,
save. That's
beautiful
very
save.
nice from Ansarel.
The goalie, always an important player here. A big cheer from the players. He knows that was a big, important one to catch.
Oh, maybe another chance? No. Pass back up. Icy is set up for it. No one here to
Oh,
defend
no
but
one
the goalie.
here.
It's a one-on-one for this shot. Can he get it through?
Oh.
Misses.
Wide.
The twitch.
The twitch, I know. Played on like a first-person shooter here.
I like the fake-out attempt, though. Looked like he was going into the right side of the goal. Went left instead. Doesn't work out, but they still have a good offense going here on you.
Definitely. Looks like the away team is definitely in the advantage here. Let's see. There's still 2 minutes left, though. They can still turn it around. A goal can happen in 10 seconds.
Shafe sends it up to Anonymous Lon. Middle of the pitch, trying to find a person to pass to, but no one's open in time, and Icy's on the offensive.
Oh, here we go.
Still has the ball. Another chance for a goal. Passes.
Nice pass.
Oh, he's on
Oh,
it.
it-
Trying to find the goal
oh.
and knocks it away. Repossession from the green team, but it's just going back and forth, and the goalkeeper sends it back down the middle.
Man.
The home team got to give a break to their goalie.
I know, really relying on that here.
He's-
Oh, that was
Wow.
beautiful.
Shot from the Death Eagle.
Absolutely, the one-on-one with the goalie. Not a chance there. Death Eagle has shown he has come to play today. He is an incredibly strong competitor.
As these few minutes have continued, we've seen the players, I think, doing a better job of setting each other up for passes. That was Shafe on the setup there for Death Eagle to get the goal.
Absolutely, we're seeing more of a spread formation here, playing a proper offense and defense, and that's going to pay off for sure, as this is still anyone's game here.
Yeah, I'm reading the chat here from the live stream, and the chat is rooting for Team Bloxy Cola, which looks like the home team here.
That's good to hear
They're
here.
rooting for a comeback.
Another pass up the middle. They've got to come back quickly. Minute and a half on that clock. And Shafe's had to do a lot of work as the goalkeeper here. Okay, Dragon gets possession again, and the passing seems better from the green team thus far. A chance for Roby. Too high. And he gets spun out of control as the ball passes back.
Almost gets the backboard shot for himself there. That would have been one heck of a pass.
Self-assist.
Yeah.
Stat padding.
1 minute left to try and tie up this game. And at this point, I mean, you're oftentimes just thinking about trying to keep possession of the ball, run down the timer. Every second continues to move in the favor of the team at advantage.
Yeah, this is an intense game, and as we've mentioned, these are some of 10 of the best players in all of Roblox. Each one of them deserves to be here in their own right.
But for these players, this is another game where a lot of them said they weren't experienced. They had to learn it for this match. Another chance at a goal, but the keeper's got it. Shafe doing so well to defend, but he just needs some offense.
Just a little overshot, and that is important to note here. We're warming up with some of their least
This
experienced
could be the
games
tie.
here.
This could be the tie.
Oh, and the
Oh.
steal over the
Okay.
shoulder.
Oh, they got it back.
No, he gets it back.
Yes! Just in the nick of time, he's tied this game up.
Oh, man.
This is intense.
30 seconds on the clock. This becomes anyone's game now.
Oh,
Death
gosh.
Eagle is hyped. I like that.
It was. We'll see
Like
the
the
tiebreaker out of this one. 30 seconds is enough still to score.
That's the question. Roby and Jay in a competition for the ball. Roby takes it back, trying to make his way up the court. A pass out wide, a shot, an opportunity for Da-da-da to end the game, and it's saved! Yet again from Shafe. Excellence from the goalkeeper.
Oh, man. Intensity is high behind us for the players. They are aware of what's at stake here. This is a lot of points for the
Wide open
team.
lane.
Oh, and another.
Da-da-da. What a steal from him. 4 seconds till we tick into overtime.
Oh, boy.
And the time is up.
Oh, no. So I believe we're not playing the rules today. We'll not be having overtime.
You're
There
right. It is just going to be a tie here.
Tie scoring, which means equal points for both teams.
Great
Uh-oh.
comeback by Bloxy Cola.
Yeah, seeing
right.
some of the reactions from all the players here.
Yeah, we are. We
That
are.
round.
All right, I think we have seen the conclusion of our first soccer game. As far as I understand, unless the voice in my head tells me something different, I believe we saw a tie, but no, we're seeing a kickoff here. We'll have to
You hear how
see.
passionate the players are. Everyone is getting active in this one.
Yeah, I'm not sure if the folks at home can hear on what is this tiebreaker extra. We'll see if they're playing the extra innings. Oh, and these are free kicks here.
Still 3 kicks left for each team.
Yeah. All right. Oh, we are doing the free kick rule here. All right. That was a change from what I understood here. So as we see in the left there already, looks like the home team is up by 1 goal here, but more goals to go during the free kicks.
Let's see if we can take a look at Roby. His chance left side. Nice goal.
That was clean. That was
Great
clean.
fake.
And guess what? We're back to a tie here.
Yes, we are. 2 shots left for each of these teams. Lime, his opportunity. Antarell on the defense.
wow.
Misses.
It's it. Just over the shoulder.
Man on Lime retakes the lead for his squad. Another chance here. Dud-a-dud. Left side. Blasts
Wow,
up the keeper.
they're trading
No.
goals.
And no one is missing today. 5-4 for the home team. Last chance for away here. Save, though. That's very good from Antarell.
So here we go. The final kick. This is it. Antarella to bring it home.
To tie it or to lose the game. All pressure's on. Oh!
Oh, that is a goal here. That
Tied again.
Sudden death. First team to get ahead wins in this one.
All right.
Antarell
And that's it.
misses. And it's a goal landed for the home team. Now another chance to bring things back here. Icy, the game in his hands.
Save.
Safe again.
Wow.
We're down the whole match.
Oh,
Thanks
my-
to an excellent goal keep. They bring things back and take the first round of Super League Soccer. What a sick way to kick off this game.
That was it. We all saw a lot of modes. It was a fast and furious game. We saw the overtime and then extended overtime as the skills of these folks truly is unmatched here. But we do have a win for the home team, which is huge. Starting behind in an 0-2 in the first minute of that game, they pull it out in the extended overtime free kicks. So that was exciting. I think it's time to check out these scores and see where we stand after that match.
Death Eagle looking good on the winning team after being our winningest player from DTI as well.
Yeah, it's true. And we see Jay as well in that team. So this is a strong start for the folks who are already in the lead here, winning that match one. As reminding the folks at home, though, we are going to mix it up. These are fully randomized teams for 3 sets of soccer. Although at this point, I think everyone's pretty excited to play as they do seem equally skilled in this competition.
Honestly, that was a lot closer than I expected. It's clear that I think compared to when they gave us the info that, hey, like most of us haven't played SLS, they put in some work to go into it. And even throughout the game, really, I think, built into it.
Yeah, very impressive teamwork, some amazing passes, some on-point shots, and like you said, Mimi, it really looked like it was over in the first couple of minutes for the away team, but the home team pulled off the unthinkable.
You guys got
Good for
any
them.
MVPs from that first round?
Boy, it started off strong, and I would say Dud setting a good pace for that one in the beginning.
Couple
Was
good
a big
goals from
score
him.
of those goals. Yeah, we saw a strong start, but again, unfortunately, his team did fall a little short in the end. But really a good player. Again, Death Eagle showing again that he truly is a strong competitor in this game, and I think we're going to see him excel in a broad array of games today. He has a very serious track record of being one of the best, so we'll see if he can keep that up today. Nerves is a big part of today.
Absolutely, absolutely. I do think these early games are a good way to just get comfortable on the stage, feel things out, especially a team game like this. It's a little easier to just be a part of the group, feel a little bit more together than the competitors than just every single win being about making a step up ahead of them.
Definitely, yeah. It definitely takes a lot of pressure off you. You know, you're not just out there on your own. And just to go back on my favorite player for the game, I think was
Please.
Shafe at the goal.
Yeah, I have to
Really
agree.
made some clutch saves.
I mean, his team has a lot of him. He had to protect that goal
Yeah.
so many times in the first 2 minutes, and
Yeah.
then he's one of the guys that hit the penalty kick at the end, too, to
Yeah.
bring things home.
Yeah, we talk a lot about the mental game in these competitions. It's a long day with a lot of competition. You got to not let yourself get down. I know there's a handful of folks back there who are going to be feeling the burn of a loss here, and not as high of a fashion score as they'd like. But it's never over. Again, qualifying from some of the other games, it just doesn't matter. Put it behind you. You got to keep the attitude. Momentum can't destroy you. You got to let yourself turn it around here. So, a fantastic start from the folks here. I look forward to a day of good games ahead of us.
And I do as well. It seems like the players are just about to get into our second game, just picking their teams. Reminder, things are getting scrambled up a little bit. We'll have different players on the home and away. So an opportunity for any of these players to put another 20 points on their board, as it looks like the players just hopping into the lobby now. We get underway for our second round of Super League Soccer. And in the center field, Duddy Dud and Roby, the ones to kick this off.
After that first game, I'm really excited now.
Yeah, we'll see who can shine here. Again, and if they can keep their form strong here, again, we're seeing a lot of deep passes, but a hard cluster of all the players. Really want to keep that spread. All right, here we go. Our first breakaway. Do they have the stamina to go across the board here? The home team could come into a strong initial lead.
Flicks too wide to the left, and Duddy misses that shot out to Icy. A tough one there.
Yeah, and that's not going to stick there. Icy playing goalie this round, switching it up from offense in the last one. He's going to be the anchor man to stop those points from being scored.
You get that slide tackle every 3 seconds. Got to be precise when you're trying to steal the ball. Okay, a chance
right.
for him against
Lots of
Icy.
stamina.
Again,
Full
right
breakaway.
side, it's too high.
Ooh.
Oh, he nearly had another chance as well.
Taken by the
Oh,
goalie,
out of the
Icy.
way.
Great work.
Good work by the goalie. You got to catch that. You got to get them, charge them down, get the ball. If they're within the goal zone here, you have the power. Make sure to capitalize on that and ensure you don't let them get again. But wow, the home team unrelenting on offense here. I don't think away teams even had a shot on goal yet, while the home team has had
really.
full control the entire time.
cross.
Yeah, good spin there, using those abilities wisely.
Nearly there. Icy saves it at the last second.
Gosh, Icy. I don't think away teams even had a shot on goal yet, while the home team has had
really.
full control the entire time.
cross.
Yeah, good spin there, using those abilities wisely.
Nearly there. Icy saves it at the last second.
Gosh, Icy is just the ice wall here, not letting anything get in.
Another pass in. They just keep going. Poke, third chance of the game. This
one
ends it.
sticks. I mean, that is unrelenting here. Good work from Poke Dragon. I mean, they're going to have to step it up here. You can't rely on Icy this hard to just stop every shot here. We've already seen 5, maybe more shots on goal here. One was bound to go in.
But every kickoff, another chance. Roby in possession, and for the first time, a bit of offense going. The Death Eagle has possession, switches back towards Max. Goal somewhat open, but the defenders do well, and they push it back the other way.
Yeah, all right here. Can this happen for the away team? As again, they lose control of this ball so fast. Okay, here we go. We got a breakaway here. Finally.
Great cross.
Oh, look at that.
Amazing
Players
cross.
down the field. They are ready. No offsides in
Roby.
this one. Roby, time to shine. Roll it back for the team.
Nice
Yes,
fake.
look at that cross up. That is what you want to do. You want to bait one direction for the goalie, make him use the dive, and then switch real hard, real fast back to this side of the goal.
I saw somebody on chat earlier asking Roby to lock in, and it looks like he read the chat and sure did.
Yeah,
Great
Roby
goal.
is, again, a master gamer and a developer on his own. He knows every element of the Roblox world, creation as well as playing. Wonderful stuff.
Roby won the Slayers. He said he had never played SLS before qualifying to this event. Clearly learns quickly. You got to in this competition. Roby
Yes.
again in possession. Chance for back-to-back goals from this man. Can he make it happen? Defenders on him. A pass back wide towards mid, but possession changes over to line. Steal again. Roby might have it back here. Death Eagle, no. Stolen. They're
Amazing.
getting so close, but the defenders doing well here from home.
Yeah, Poke Dragon doing a good job here, actually shining in this game too here, coming to play for the home team. Wow, that goal!
Wow.
Through 4 or 5 defenders, the Death Eagle threads the needle. The one European at this event. You know, you'd think maybe a bit more of an expert on soccer. No, that's his favorite team. Said a Lithuanian basketball team.
Oh,
Still
there
showing
we
up
go.
in soccer regardless.
Yeah, good to see some life out of the away team here, who now pulls ahead 2-1, which just shows you it's not about the shots on goal, it's about shooting accurately here.
Okay, got a little fancy.
Here we
there
go
for
again,
no reason.
Roby.
Oh man, Roby is showing he came to play in soccer. Oh,
it's
it's the short guy from the goalie.
That's brutal. He dove just past the ball. Nearly made that save. Bit of a heartbreaker for Shafe.
That's
Yeah.
his second goal. Can he get a hat trick this game?
Yeah.
That would be impressive.
I know, their team now up 3-1, just like that. What was looking as a rough scenario for the away team to start this is suddenly on fire. Home team's got to channel what they were doing at the start of this and see if they can get that offense flowing. Oh, gosh, and a missed pass.
Is this another opportunity? No. Goalkeeper's just going to take it and push it back down the middle of the pitch.
All right, we'll see here. Things get a little quieter here as the teams kind of cluster. Can they get the breakaway?
Here's another opportunity for the Death Eagle.
Good spin,
Shot
good spin.
left.
Wow.
It's
Oh, and he's there.
Nice save.
Shafe. He's so impressive on the
Yes,
goalkeeper.
yeah. Great job keeping my goal coming from the first game.
Yeah, that last second save here. Again, you don't want to be staring down the Death Eagle with this soccer ball. He comes fast and furious.
Man, Shafe is on point today. That's another save.
Yeah, the goalies are doing a good job in this game. Offense is pretty unrelenting in Super League soccer, so you got to be on it. Here we go.
Icy, this is your chance, and unfortunately, Duddy Dub just better in that position. A great bait out from him, and that should tie this game back up.
Yeah, you know, it's hard. You can't blame the goalie in that situation. When you've got a one-on-one with that much time, it should be the offense's ball here. You need a defensive player to be there with you.
And that's the issue. We've seen a lot of these teams clumping heavy for the offense, and that can work well, but sometimes you take risks with that. You have no defenders, and your goalie gets kind of left out to dry.
Yeah. All right, closing into a minute left here. The score is 2-3, and again, anyone's game. I'm shocked. No blowouts happening here in soccer. We are seeing fierce competition. And can the away team pull it back? No, they lose it.
Oh, they have it back, though. Line has a
returned it.
good pass. Goes a little wide to Duddy Dud. Off this left side, it's a tough angle to get a shot through, and the
that's-
pass is
yeah,
not in time.
Beautiful. You need that from your defenders there. A strong offense. Force the pass. Force them into the corner.
Oh, Roby, a shot maybe here. Can he get dove on in time?
Oh,
Pass
pass
to
to himself. Oh.
You see that attempt of the self-assist backboard into a sliding kick? He almost had that pulled
Very
off.
smart move.
Yeah.
Jake just missed that slide.
Dud might go for a second goal in a row.
Here's his 1v1 against the
Tying
goalie
it up.
left side.
Hey!
Oh, Duddy Dud lands it again. He's on fire here this game.
Yeah, quick, short shot. The goalie wasn't ready for it. Overshot the dive and could not get the defense. So we are closing in to a potential tie on another 30 seconds remaining in this round.
I mean, you can see the two forwards on the team, each with 2 goals. A great choice in their position.
All right. What are you focusing now? You think you want to play defensive or go all out here in the last 30 seconds knowing you've got a tie game?
You got to go on the offense.
Yeah.
Daddy Dud knows it.
These are the best players in the world.
Yeah, it's true. Go for that win. Don't risk it in the free shots. You don't want to have free kicks.
Lime wants his chance here. Okay, Dragon keeping possession for home. Is there anyone to receive that? Up front, Duddy Dud.
The striker.
Could he close it out?
The striker for Bloxicola.
Oh, barely misses out. And with only a few seconds left, it goes back down the middle of the pitch.
Yeah, that was a hard, low probability goal there, but the ball's moving down.
And it's overtime.
And it's over. Again, another tie into the free kicks. Let's see what we got here.
Okay, Dragon bait.
Oh, that was
Great
a
movement.
strong bait. Pulls the goalie completely out with a whiff dive and gets an easy tap in. Death Eagle here, and see if he can continue his streak. And boom, that is that patented crossover from the Death Eagle. He has got a good look here. Really baits goalies well.
Makes it look easy.
Good.
Yeah, he
These
does.
goals. Chafe, the goalkeeper, hero of the first match. He's good again. 2 goals in a row for home.
Yeah, you can see they've really developed a better strategy here, going again in overtime. They've all had some practice.
Oh, they definitely learned from game 1. No one is missing.
Ooh,
That's
Icicle
safe, though.
misses one there. That's a
Yeah.
little rough. The goalie finally coming out here, not as warmed up as the rest of the players.
Oh, he had a chance for redemption, but Duddy Dud sneaks it by. 3 goals landed in a row.
Yeah, this could be time for them to really shut this down. If this goalie pulls off this defense, oh, and he does. This is now a dangerous
Shame.
scenario. Do or die.
Shea Farnaway looking like the strongest goalie today.
All right, if he puts this in, it's game over.
Icy, tough position, can't save it.
Wow.
4
Just
goals
like
landed.
that.
And it is over.
Home team.
All right, so we got on this team, Antarel, Death Eagle. I don't know if I saw the name sheet, but we're going to see it shortly after the judges tally up some scores. We will go back to the board and show you guys where the standings are. But here are our players here. Fantastic performance from everyone. Some spirits higher than others.
Shave only got 16 points in DTI, but thus far he's won both matches here in Super League Soccer.
Yeah.
He's starting to compete with some of those top players now. Goes to show there's always time to come back here.
Yeah, and again, you're never out here. Again, we've got many games on our way on what is a crazy Roblox octathlon today. So let's see those scores from match 2.
All right, so a couple players undefeated here. Lime, Shafe as well as Poke Dragon are all looking good there, but line of 2 members to win Super League Soccer.
Current leaders on the loss for that round. So that means round 2.
Yeah, those guys trying to go 3-0 into this 3rd round if they even can end up on the same team. Again, it's randomized every time of how these teams lay out. So we'll wait for the players to shuffle back in and have one last round here in Super League Soccer. I'm liking the development we're seeing throughout. I think they did a much better job this time of setting up for some of those passes, especially the home team.
Absolutely, yeah, the whole team. I mean, Dudda leading as striker, scored 3 goals that game, along with Shafe's amazing saves. Definitely deserved that win.
Yeah, you're going to be happy to have either of those guys on your team going into the last round. Still some players who have yet to take home a game here in Super League Soccer. Icy, Poke Dragon, those guys definitely have the pressure on them as we head into this final round.
Yeah, they'll need it because they had such a strong showing in that first round here. To fall in Super League Soccer is a little rough. But hey, it's a whole day of competition ahead and not the last chance here. Well, folks, this was an exciting one. Super League Soccer has been a wonderful game here. Some fun facts about Super League Soccer. It is one of the top sports games on Roblox. And actually, the governing body of soccer for North America, Central America, and the Caribbean actually released a mascot through Super League Soccer specifically. That was their major announcement. So it's exciting to see these actually large governing bodies using Super League Soccer as a way to talk to their fans and do some major releases. So it is a legitimate and recognized game in the world of soccer.
And up there with some of the iconic Roblox games we're playing today, the super classic ones like the way we're ending, of course, with Tower of Hell. This is a relatively new game, but it's definitely taken off very quickly. Similar vibe to Dress to Impress.
Correct.
Let's take a look back and see some of the highlights from that second game. It was a very exciting one here, Enya.
Yeah, taking a look here. I can't tell whose costume that is, but there's
That's
Roby.
Roby.
Yeah, Roby coming in strong at the beginning with 2 goals, right? So unfortunately, he has not won a game.
Yeah, that is painful to see. Such strong individual play here, but could not actually eke out the win. Look at another breakthrough, and that goal was beautiful.
That was beautiful. I love that one.
Yeah.
You got to feel bad for Shafe there. He dove just past the ball, almost had that one.
To get past Shafe, I mean, it's not an easy task. So Roby's 2 goals are very impressive.
Yeah, Daddy Dud as well. I mean, I feel like we can't say enough good things about him in this one. He's looked so good on that offense.
Yeah, definitely needs to continue playing the striker for the next game.
Yeah, we've got some good stuff here. Maybe we can learn a little bit more about our players here. We're taking a brief pause here to get our next game ready. I know they've come from a lot of different places all over the world, or some from around the world, some from Canada, and a handful of them all from here in America.
Yeah, I believe we have a Canadian, and then we have one guy, the Death Eagle, coming from Lithuania. Everyone else here is living in America. We have a Korean American as well, born in South Korea, so a pretty diverse group of
really impressive play all the way from Lithuania. They actually turned 18 plane ride over days ago. Competition. We're excited to see that. That was fate. What did you do on your 18th birthday?
You mean yesterday?
Yeah, yesterday. That's right.
I don't remember.
Yeah, no one does, but I bet you didn't compete for $1 million. So that is an exciting twist on an 18th birthday that a lot of us don't get a chance to do.
No, I'm very jealous. I'm very jealous of these guys.
Yeah, well, I think they put in the work, and it's paying off here. Nothing like a couple thousand hours of real play time, dedicated and focused on the skill. And really, the competition itself, the hunt, was a wild competition.
Yeah, can you talk a little bit about the qualification? Because it was very different than how we're actually playing the games here today. A lot more about solving puzzles and having to do some really challenging stuff to make it through.
Yeah, absolutely. Playing through 25 events, these contestants, as well as 100+ million, had to compete over solving intricate puzzles, solving clues, solving tests, and actually dealing with a handful of missions across all of these games. The competition took over a week and hours of gameplay, and it was really a collective thing. We had some pretty master puzzle solvers build these internally, including a handful of PhDs within the company who specialize in puzzle algorithms. And what's wild about that is some of our top players here actually completed those puzzles over twice as fast as the PhD masters internally at Roblox who helped construct them and peer tested with each other. So really like unfathomable talent when it comes to completing complex puzzles.
Yeah, I think it's so cool as well. Some of the different backgrounds. A guy like Icicle here, he's native to the area, grew up in the Bay, but he went to college for robotics, and he said like one of his biggest hobbies is like web puzzles, is riddles, is trying to solve challenges like that. As I imagine, looking at robotics would be a similar thing there as well. So pretty cool that he got to cash in on that skill set. Different one with actually playing a competitive game and coming out here. All these guys have had different backgrounds. They've obviously played a ton of Roblox, but for most of them, this is going to be one of their first times playing an in-person competitive event like this, and certainly will be the biggest one any of these guys have ever played.
I like that you guys just gave out some facts about where the players are from, because now the chat is going to supporting their home countries of Lithuania, the U.S., and Canada, along with Team Bloxy Cola or The Witcher's Brew. So a lot of competition in the chat as well. Very exciting.
Yeah, we have 2 Canadians as well. Poke Dragon hailing from Saskatchewan, and then another player in here, Anonymous Lime, coming over from Ontario as well.
I'm rooting for Canada.
Yeah?
Canada. That's where you're living right now, and you. Yeah.
Yeah.
The folks don't know.
First time revealing it.
Okay. Now we know.
No one could ever guess. I imagine. Are you rooting for Lime then? Another guy from Ontario?
I am rooting for. Honestly, I'm rooting for Roby. I think he deserves some points in this competition. He's been doing really well, scoring the goals. So I hope to see him win the next game.
Yeah, a lot of our players, when they talked about their expertise, I would say the most common games they told us was Tower of Hell. Tons of Obby players, you heard it in the intro.
Yeah.
And Rivals as well, our penultimate game, the first-person shooter arena game there. So for a lot of these guys, it's a matter of being great and being confident in the later stages of the tournament, but you still need to make it there. There's 10 players in this competition. 6 are going to get eliminated in this qualifying round. And even then, you have to play a driving game before you even get to some of the ones you're going to be the most comfortable with. And even when you are there, it's going to be the highest pressure you've ever felt playing those games.
As a reminder from the folks at home, we are a couple minutes, or hopefully seconds away from our final game of Super League Soccer, and this will be the first time we progress a player. So the first rounds of this are going to be a progression based, as you heard from us earlier. But just a reminder for the folks just tuning in here, we're going to be closing out one more match of Super League Soccer, and we will progress our first player who will be in the top 4.
Our players that we're looking at to be the most likely to make it here are going to be Death Eagle, 66 points, Jay, 63, and Dudadud at 60 points as well. Those are the front runners right now. Remember, a win in Super League Soccer gives you 20 points. There's no bonus points for being the best goalkeeper, being the best person who's going offensive and actually hitting those shots into the goal. So it comes down to how well your team can do. And let's say all those guys ended up on the same team. It would be the Death Eagle, thanks to his great performance in DTI, who would be the first qualified member.
Teamwork makes the dream work.
That's
Only
right.
for this round.
Only for this one, and then no more teams.
Free for alls.
Then the friendships end. But yeah, the top 9 are within 20 points of each other. So again, it is anyone's game. You definitely want to get that win here and secure your spot early on in this competition.
That you do. For some context, one of our players is having an issue with their headphones. We have our admins looking into it right now and working through that issue. We'll give you more updates as soon as they're available. We do want to make sure that everyone has properly working equipment and the field is perfectly fair before we start another round with stakes as high as this.
So for anyone at home wondering why we're yapping, that's why.
Very concise, thank you. All right, well, it seems like we are still going to be waiting just a bit to get into that one. So why don't we go ahead and check in with our correspondents, Geach and Sabrina. How you guys doing? What do you think of Super League Soccer thus far?
Oh my gosh, we screamed whenever Roby hit the ball right over Shape. We were actually back here screaming. That was really intense. That match was amazing. I actually haven't watched a gameplay of Super League Soccer, so I thought that was really entertaining.
Yeah, and I'm not a big sports girly myself, but that move, my heart is still pounding from some of these moments. I've been in here taking notes, it's that real. Really impressed by Death Eagle, watching all of this gameplay. I mean, I don't have the coordination. You'll hear me say that a lot today. I don't have the coordination for something like that, but I feel like I've been literally watching the World Cup or something just on the screen via Roblox. It's so cool. It's amazing. It's been so fun to watch back here. I know everybody.
I have a fun fact for you.
Oh, yeah?
About the World Cup, by the way. Super League Soccer hosted an in-game integration with FIFA for the launch of the Club World Cup trophy, which is taking place in America this summer.
Rightfully so, because look, I mean, you would think out here in South America screaming from the streets the way I've been hollering back here. I'm surprised.
She's not kidding. I'm just
Yeah, I hope I don't scare you.
No,
please,
you didn't.
Bring me back.
It's been very entertaining.
Yeah, I've been having a lot of fun. Who do you think so far? Who have you been impressed by so far?
I am rooting for Roby, Death Eagle. I really liked Jay in Dress to Impress. Yeah,
Jay has some good looks.
Yeah,
in Dress to Impress.
And Death Eagles, obviously, the last one was the really good.
The ice princess fairy.
The two-wing thing was very impressive.
That was a good technique. It's always good in Dress to Impress to try and see how you can layer your stuff to make it look more, exciting and more fancy, more cutesy, more demure. I'm not good at that at all. That's not my thing. I'm not a fashion girly, as you can see.
Shall we take a look at what the chat is saying?
Yeah, let's see. What's the chat saying?
All right,
today?
chat. Who do you think is going to win this next match? Let's see what they all say.
When we came in, I saw a lot of people rooting for Death Eagle, which I can understand why after seeing
I've been seeing a lot of
gameplay
Shape as well.
Yeah,
a lot of fans of Shape, Death Eagle. Chicken jockey, what does that mean?
I have no idea.
Blocks Fruits. Yes, Blocks Fruits is a great game.
Blocks Fruits?
Okay.
Lithuania. We've got some Lithuania. Okay.
Looks like the chat is enjoying this, though. Go ahead and hit the like if you are watching.
All right, so Sabrina, if your avatar in Roblox had a soccer celebration, what's that going to look like?
Oh my gosh. It's probably going to be sort of like a big galaxy explosion.
I can understand. All right, so we're going to go ahead and kick it back over to our casters so we can get this last match started for Super League Soccer.
All right, folks, we are back here. Hopefully we are closing in on the opening of this last match here, but a couple more seconds for you to enjoy the soothing sounds of our voices with our faces. It's a wonderful thing.
We just stare at Jay Party's beautiful face.
Yeah, that's the real stall content. For some context, viewers at home, they're still sorting out some of these tech issues, making sure the monitors and the headsets for one of our contestants is working perfectly. I pulled up some trivia for you guys. You guys are Roblox experts, right? Would you consider yourself such?
Yeah, absolutely. A historian.
Would you consider him an expert?
Yeah, and you is, regardless of his opinion on it. He is a master of all things.
Don't put me on the
All
spot.
right, I'm going to ask some questions. Just slap the desk to buzz in. One should be easy. What year was Roblox officially released to the public?
You
Sid.
Another year question. What year did Roblox introduce the ability to create and sell game passes?
Okay, I know this one. Some
Go
of the
ahead.
birth of the expansion of our developer program. I believe it's 2012.
You're correct. Another one. This one about number of players. In chat, you guys should play along too. Write in chat who you think this is. See how well you know Roblox. Which game on the Roblox platform holds the record for the most visits as of 2024?
It's probably the wrong answer, but I'm gonna say Blox Fruits.
Incorrect.
That is correct. I'm curious. I'm going to give the folks on the chat a couple seconds to respond here. I think they know this one. And it is a surprising favorite amongst the roleplay community, if I know correctly, as I do love numbers. And that is...
How'd they do it, in you?
Brookhaven.
That chat?
Yeah, what they get? They get it right. The answer, I believe, is Brookhaven.
The chat is still rooting for the players.
RP. Well,
They're still rooting for
listen,
players.
Good for them.
Yeah,
That's what they
absolutely.
should be doing. I love to see that passion coming out. All right, another historic question. What was the original name of Roblox before it was officially launched?
Oh, this is a fun one. Dude, the folks... this is a good one for chat. I wonder if they do know this one.
Yeah.
I might even be wearing those socks. Oh, no, wait, I'm not. We didn't. It's different ones. I believe it was called Dynablocks.
You're correct.
Dynablocks was the original, and it was a physics simulator at the very start here. It was a pretty impressive little creation here to kind of demonstrate science and physics to kids and everyone around the world to kind of learn. I mean, it turns out if you allow logic into a block, you can pretty much make any has seen,
Yes.
and that's kind of the origin, I think, of all of it. And Roblox kind of evolving over the Roblox we have today. Full-fledged game engine. So, you know, for the folks at home, we're waiting. Go ahead, open studio, start publishing your own experiences, and find out what it means to create and build some of the coolest things around in the world.
What experience do you guys have with actually building games? Have you spent any time in the creation studio and tried that out much?
Yes, actually, I have. I went through a tutorial with some of the developers here at Roblox. They went through a simple one for me, but they threw out some terms that was very complicated. I did not retain any of that information. So whoever can make games in Roblox are
Impressive what people actually put together and how much work it takes. I know you get to work with the devs on a basis. Must be special to see what creative things people put together in this Roblox game.
I do, and it is fascinating to know our developers from around the world. They are incredible folks who do awesome and wonderful things, but they're also good people. I think that's such a fun part of Roblox. A lot of our creators are building things they want to play, they want to create. It's both a hobby and a profession for them, so we see incredible stuff.
Yeah, and for this tournament as well, we had to ask a lot of developers to change things up about their games and make modifications for this tournament, and it seems like everyone was pretty willing to do that as well.
All right, folks, so here's the deal. We are trying to ensure this is a fair competition as much as possible, and I believe we're ready to get back in it. But to solve some of this out, we're going to be removing the headsets for this next round of Super League Soccer here to ensure it is an even playing field for all 10 of our players. And guess what? I think they're on the pitch.
It's going to be new teams, a new look, and a last chance to make it. Two players competing for that top spot, Duddy Dud and Death Eagle. One of them will be able to be the first making it through. That or 3J, who's going to be on the same team here. Mad Max in possession, sends it up. Good pass, but a little too wide. No one super well in position to receive. Another pass going back. Chance for a goal, and it's not in. Shape again on the defense
Shape
end.
once again.
Yeah, almost bobbles the ball from the goalie there. Thankfully, he recovers that, and it is out of there. Another chance for another play.
I'm looking for Roby.
Yeah.
Which team is he on?
A crowd favorite again without a win under his belt and maybe the most goals on the field. Hopefully Roby gets his big break soon.
He's going to be back on the green team there, joined by Duddy Dud. Jay as well, rocking with the home team.
Indeed. Again, a little slower of a start here. No one really securing those quick goals in this third game here. I'm sure the defense is starting to shore up and understand the strategies from all the players.
Good defense from Lime. A new person stepping into the goalkeeper position.
That's true. This is the first time with Lime here, and I know they discussed briefly beforehand who would be the goalie as they need to rotate that with their new teams.
Wow,
quick
looks like a lot of fouls there, but nothing being called. What is happening?
Where's the referee? Those slide tackles are not coming in from the correct angle.
It is vicious in this game. The only way to change possession other than a missed pass is to just go for those slide tackles. Not going to get the red card.
Ooh, definitely. Not in the sweet spot. I know they try to put it just out of the goal box here. Definitely a specific strategy tied to SLS, and that's what you got to understand here with the best players in the world. Understand the mechanics perfectly well, and we see that kind of sweet spot in the corner. When you don't have an out-of-bounds mechanic, it's definitely where you want to put it for some of the safer passes.
Let's check in with Jay, one of our top performers thus far. Passes it to his goalie, and he'll send things back into the middle yet again. This one a bit more reserved from our teams than the first, but maybe a chance here. No. Shafe, again, very good on the defense.
Yeah, closing in on that first minute. It has passed, and we are still 0-0. Lowest scoring by far, and really low shots on goal in general. Nothing too serious. It's been pretty casual. Defense playing it up.
Maybe that long pause really slowed down their adrenaline.
Absolutely. Gave the players time to breathe here. And I think, again, we're seeing a bigger plan. These folks are learning just as much as we are, again, how they play, how they perform, what the strategies are. But here's the breakaway, and that is it.
Oh, Death Eagle.
Our top player in the standings thus far, Death Eagle with 66 points. If he can win this game, he would bring home the first spot in the top 4 for himself, and he wants to do it with his own hands.
I know we've talked a lot about his skill in so many competitions. If anything, the players maybe need him to get out now. Give other people a chance here, as he has demonstrated that he has a strong fortitude for a broad array of game types.
It is truly a luxury to qualify this early, but it seems like there is a bit of a technical problem with the match for competitive integrity. The admins have made the decision to reset this game. So forget what you saw in that one. We're resetting to where we were. With 2 games finished on Super League Soccer, 1 yet to play. We want to ensure that with stakes is high, everything is perfectly competitively fair for our players. So they're making that call. We'll get you guys back into game with the proper third match as soon as possible when that technical issue is sorted.
All right. Well, it wouldn't be a sporting event without something to solve in the physical world. So we're going to get that resolved here, folks. Thankfully, that was a much slower game here. Defense was really dominating that one. Not a lot of hard breakaways. So, it is what it is, but still an exciting day of competition. So while the team figures that out, we're going to talk about a couple other things here. Maybe get to know some of our players. Maybe some fun facts about the folks competing today. As you can see behind me a little bit on the screen here, they each have a color. That is the player's corresponding color. So as we go about the day, their outfits will be marked with that so you can understand who they are.
And it matches the monitor back there, so you can kind of reference the face to the player as of who the real person is repping that Roblox avatar.
And they've got their outfits to match here, a very stylish way to identify folks and keep it cohesive. So very cool stuff.
Indeed it is. It looks like they also have pretty jackets as well with their names that are matching up for this event. And
yeah, can I get one of those after this is done? Or just steal it off their backs. I really want. I like those jackets.
Well, don't let him in the player room. He's going to start pickpocketing people for jackets.
If somebody wins the $1 million, they could afford to give me their jacket.
I want to see if we could take another look at those points, maybe, because we're starting to get to the point, like we were talking about, where the first player is going to qualify their way into things. And every time you win at Super League Soccer, you get 20 points. You see it thus far for Shafe and Duddy Dud. But the overall standings right now have the Death Eagle and Jay and Duddy Dud as the top 3 players. So basically, if any one of those players is to win this next round and they don't have someone with more points than them on the team, that's basically their ticket into the top 4. So definitely important things to look at and important players to keep watch on as we get into this final round of Super League Soccer.
Exciting times. But don't worry, after that, we're going to be playing some blade ball. We're going to be playing some slap battles and, of course, doors to round out this progression system in the first set.
I want to ask you guys, we got a lot of games today. What are you most excited to watch?
My favorite on the list is definitely blade ball, and that's coming up next, so I can't wait to see that.
Why do you like it so much?
I like that it's fast-paced, action-packed, and not a lot of teamwork because I'm not into that. I like individual competition, so I like to see that bring out their fierce competitor in these players. So I think that would be very exciting. A lot more shouting in the back, probably.
Yeah, blade ball is an exciting game of reaction speed. I'm pretty excited for Rivals myself. I know we've talked to a lot of these players. Rivals is one of their favorites, but I think as just an internal employee, we play a lot of Rivals. It's actually how promotions are decided within Roblox. Fun fact here, so always ensure you're on a team where you're better than your boss at Rivals.
How do I apply?
I know.
That sounds like a great job.
You'd love it. So that's going to be a real exciting thing to hear.
I think I have to agree on Rivals. When I was prepping for this event, I played all the games, and I gave myself like a good few hours to practice them all, and I think I spent half the time just playing Rivals because I got a win streak going. I was like, I can't stop now. It's really addictive. I love how the the movement has so much skill expression in it. You can really go back and forth with the slides. You can out-movement your opponent in a lot of ways. And with that main AR only having 20 bullets, precision, movement, it's all super important. So a super fulfilling game to play, and one that even for players that hadn't played it before, I think a lot of them had the same feeling we did, that it was one of those games that just gets you hooked once you start playing.
Yeah, high adrenaline, high-paced play, and a fun competitive mode to boot. It's really got the perfect recipe.
Looks like it's 2-1, Rivals versus Blade Ball. I want to see what the chat says. What's let us know what your favorite games are on here today.
Yeah, we talked about a lot of them. In the meantime, I think we might just toss it over to our correspondence team. I know they've had some time to think, some time to talk. What's going on over there?
Hello, J Party. We are just talking about our experience in this event ourselves, right, Geach?
Yeah, so I'm going to tell you right now, I'm not good at any of these games. So I already know my strengths, and I just, when the hunts start, I do my thing. I jump in. I just kind of like dibble and dabble here and there, nothing too serious. But Sabrina, you actually had a chance to, you got all the tokens, right?
I got all the mega tokens. I did. I think I did a total of 19 hours streaming live. It's not as long as some other people. However, I did have the help of the community, so I had a little bit of people helping me through.
W community. Which would you say was the most challenging game?
Oh my gosh, definitely pressure. I literally, there's a clip of me screaming. I'm like, oh, I tried for 4 hours straight before I beat it. Yeah.
What?
I got the mega token after like 4 hours. Yeah. They did nerf it though. So
did they nerf it before or after you got the mega token?
After.
Of course.
After.
Because that's how it goes. That's what happens. And so when you were working through that, did you have your community helping you with that as well, or were you just?
Yeah, they're in there just giving me moral support because I was literally just doing the same thing over and over and dying over and over. Yeah.
And you didn't.
But I became a pro by the end. Like I felt like my last run was so good. I should upload it as a video.
You definitely should, because after 4 hours, Pixar didn't happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta put it out there for the people to see. So how did you actually what was your intro to Roblox? How did you get into Roblox?
I started in 2017. I had a gaming channel already. People were, commenting, you should try Roblox, you should play Roblox. I actually played it with my little brothers at first. And then I was like, this is kind of cool. There's so many games. And just, within like that year, we became Roblox exclusive, DJ and I.
Nice.
My boyfriend, who also is part of the channel, Terabyte Games.
Shout out to DJ. Yeah, so similar to me as well. I actually started because of my children. Hi, children. Yeah, so it was one of those things, where they kind of introduced me to it. Is, of course, Mommy, you should play this game with us. And then I get on, and now that's like all I do is play Roblox.
That's awesome. That's such a good thing to bond over.
It is. It's really cool, and it's nice because it's, you can, there's such a wide range of options when it comes to Roblox. Everybody who knows me can tell you, I drive them nuts all the time. I'm just constantly preaching the gospel of Roblox.
What's your favorite genre of game on Roblox?
Horror.
That's your favorite?
Yes, I love horror. I like horror games.
So you like doors?
So about that.
Oh, okay. I guess we'll talk more about that later.
We'll get to that later. But yeah, while we wait to get into that, we're gonna go ahead and get back to our caster so we can watch this last match of Super League Soccer. Thanks, guys.
All right. We are back again, folks, and hopefully we are getting through things here. We are just checking out what's going on in-game and hopefully testing the replacement equipment to ensure the playing field remains even.
Yeah, so it's going to be our third round of Super League Soccer. Reminder of the stakes. Our first player that qualifies to the top 4 double elimination rounds will be decided here. The player with the highest points at the end of our our final round of Super League Soccer will be that player making it through. So exciting stuff here. Yeah. Let's talk about some of those guys who are going to be the focus here as well. And actually, we're ready to go. Let's get into the game. Enough yapping from us. Let's start this last match of Super League Soccer. It looks like the players just getting their ready checks right now and getting set on the teams. I can't wait on you.
Yeah, and just to go back on a couple minutes ago, I asked the chats what their favorite game is, and it looks like the most popular answer is Doors. So all 3 of us are wrong.
Doors is fun.
Yeah,
All
Doors
of
is
us-
great. So stay tuned, everybody. Doors is coming up really soon.
Yeah, Doors will be the deciding match in this one. But for now, the deciding match of this first session is underway. As guess what? They're on the pitch. The players are ready. Well, let's get this kickoff here. Again, the final round of Super League Soccer. The first winner will be chosen here. And boy, you get a long break if you win this first cluster.
And our two strikers, the two center fielders, Dud. And of course, on the other side, the Death Eagle,
Death Eagle.
trying to compete to make it into that top 4.
Yeah, Dud showing he's not a dud in this game at all here. Doing a great job. I believe scoring our inaugural goal of the entire set here. See if he can do it again in this game.
Can I just make a prediction here? We got Dud. Oh!
I mean, he's not going to let you talk, and Dud another goal. He started
Look
us
at
strong
that.
here, and he wants to qualify.
Hey, my answer has not changed. Definitely the away. They got Dud and Roby on the same team. Two amazing strikers. I feel like they can pull this off.
Yeah, this is his chance. The Roby comeback here. He deserves it. He's been doing such a great job here. And look at this. The team gets the breakaway again. Can the away team do it?
Jay and the Death Eagle are two top players thus far on the same team here.
Yeah, we'll see.
Oh, nearly another goal there. That would have tied the game, but not today. Death Eagle has it back in possession and will pass to his teammate off the side.
Ooh,
That pass was a little dangerous.
that was dangerous. The old crossover on your own goal
They're
there.
set up for another one, though. Pass back to Death Eagle. Oh, we can't get it. Goes a little bit wide. No.
Oh,
Yes,
but
this is
just
a good
breakaway
time. Here's
through
his
the
shot.
defenders.
His chance. Death Eagle.
Ooh,
Oh,
it looked like it went in, but it didn't.
It was very close.
An attempt there, a little short. Not the Death Eagle's usual style of a cross goal. He kind of kept that one a little too short and easy, and they're able to recover it.
Great teamwork there by the away team. A lot of amazing passes.
That's a scary spot. When you see the cluster just gathering on the net, it's hard to tell what's really going to happen there, and it's a good chance for the offense to get a score.
Looking at this match, on your home team, you have the Death Eagle with 66 points. On the other side, Dud has 60 points on the away team. If home or away wins, their respective top scoring player will be the first one qualifying. So especially for those two, this is where their performance counts.
Everyone must be really hungry for this win.
Yeah, we're hearing a lot of commotion from the players in the back. Passions are high here. Oh, slip and fall results in a quick goal there.
That's 2 goals in a row for Dud.
The world's greatest striker.
The away team showing they came to play in this round here. Dud gets the 2 goals for his team so far. Off to a really strong start, but again, with 3 minutes remaining, we've seen major comebacks.
Dud is truly doing this for himself, trying to get himself in.
Yeah, again, his own breakaway. We'll see if we see that backboard shot. No, ooh, I like it. Baits in the defender a bit, but it's not enough. Jay gets the steal, and it's out.
Here's a chance at offense. This game has been all about our top scorers, but maybe a new member stepping up. Antarell needs to score some more points in this group stage, and with the help of Icy, here's his chance. Open goal. It's in, and
no, it is not. But the chaos
Nearly.
continues here.
Nearly.
A dangerous spot, and they're going to get it out. I think that's the right move here. Just get some time to breathe. Death Eagle is a one-man army here on offense.
Oh.
Antarell again takes possession, passes to Icy. That duo back at it again. Can they land it? No. Line. Good on the defense.
Yeah, absolutely. That's an important goal to save there. You really want to keep your hopes alive here. 2 goals is nothing to catch up to. That third goal gets a little dangerous.
We proved it in our first game. It was an 0-2 comeback to make it to overtime there.
Yeah.
Great save by Anonymous Line.
You're not going to get the charge down on the goalie there, hopefully. Oof.
Oh, and
Wow.
another save.
Death Eagle cannot catch a break.
I know. He was trying his hardest here, but the offense has been rock solid for the away team.
It is really tough for Jay and Death Eagle here. They're going up against Shafe. He's been the best goalkeeper of the day.
Roby went from an amazing striker to a great defender, really holding it down for the away team.
Yeah, and they need some of their best players there trying to play defense on the Death Eagle, who shows that he is unrelenting on offense.
Antarell's done well. A couple key steals for him, but he's yet to actually get a goal off of it. Another steal, but it's back into the possession of the home team. And again, they steal it out of the clutches of the Poke Dragon.
Oh, and here's the breakaway. Can he do it? His best shot at it yet. And it's easy peasy. Death Eagle keeping their hopes alive here. He is unrelenting on offense.
He wants to keep that first spot in the competition so bad.
Yeah, absolutely. And that is important. It would be nice for him to get out early, get a little rest, stretch the fingers out, take a sip of water, and watch the rest of your competitors compete. Really see who the competition is going to be in the finals.
And it's just serendipitous that, again, it's Death Eagle and Dud on the kickoff together. Those two trying to make that qualification happen here. Dud-a-dud. Back on the offense. No one defending but that goalie. However,
Not sure what that was.
home team's going to be a little ahead of it, and they'll pass back to the goalie safely.
Yeah. Easy exit. End that play. Oh, no. The goalie gets a missed kick.
Wow.
Oh,
Bit of a fumble there. Lime had his chance, tried to send it back up the middle, but a great position played in from Icy.
no. That was an actual mistake there from the goalie. Played it too short, and on a missed pass, it just comes right back to his team.
Same two players up at the kickoff.
Yeah. And
Okay,
again,
Dragon this
still
time.
down by 2 with a minute remaining. This is not over yet here. They're going to need to step up that offense as we see the Death Eagle again trying to get in position. Oh, but Dudda plays it well. Slight delay allows him to break away with the ball.
Dud is still on the offense, even though they're up by 2. Oh, no, looks like he's killing time.
Yeah,
He's
he
doing
is
well at
definitely-
it. Down to 40 seconds. Tried to pass it out, but stolen by 3J at the last second. They need goals, and they need them quickly. 40 seconds to try and lock this up. But Antonelli
Oh,
again, they're just
amazing
killing
defense.
time.
Lockdown defense by the away team.
Yeah, that was a big steal here. Very important stuff here.
Lime defends yet again.
All right, back down to the field. Another shot for offense. I think the Death Eagle needs a support player here. He can't do this again all on
It is
his own.
3-on-1, so
Oh,
man,
my
and Terrell
gosh.
with how many steals?
And Terrell really came through in the clutch here as defense. That was a 3-on-1 and manages the steal and ends the play.
And that's just not enough time left. Dud-a-dud. This is his opportunity. If they can wane down these last few seconds, they'll lock this game up. And that's time.
They're just standing still now. It's
3-1, the away team. They take things home, and that's Dud-a-dud. Our third place player heading into this round with 60 points. We'll claim 20 more, and that should be enough to put him ahead.
Yeah, we'll have to see here. We're going to let our judges tally some of those points. In the interim, we're going to talk through some of the incredible things we just saw there as we bring to a close Super League Soccer, our only team event in the day here, working together to start because things are going to get fiercely competitive right after this.
They absolutely are. Really impressive stuff across the board from our players. I think my biggest takeaway players were honestly just the two stars, Dud-a-dud and the Death Eagle, were both looking excellent on the offense this game, but you can't forget Shafe and Lime, honestly, in that last round as well, holding things down at the goalkeep.
And Terrell did great, played amazing defense there. But if I was Dud right now, I'd probably feel like the main character. That is just, I must feel on top of the world if I was him.
It's the game that mattered for him. He was just in that tight race to make it into the top 4. And that win there, of course, we have to officially tally it still, but that should be enough to push him across the line. And let's take a look at those scores and get official confirmation. And there it is. Dud takes home 40 points there from that one, but that's cumulative with their first points from DTI as well, where he had an additional 46 points.
Yeah, worth noting Shafe, the only undefeated player in Super League today, holding it down with 60 points. You know, it's interesting. We didn't see as much of him on offense. He was a really strong defensive player and even a strong goalie.
Yeah, he had a pretty tough DTI as well. Only picked up 16 points in that round, but bounced back here in Super League.
Yeah.
And that's a big opportunity for the comeback, which means a lot of our scores have shifted dramatically. After this, we will do the full calculation and show you where we stand. And again, we will crown the first progression in our tournament. And that player is going to go take a nice break in the back room, put their feet up, sip some water, and watch the competition from there until we get to the top 4.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, really cool stuff there. The competition, though, only going to continue to heat up. We have a lot more games in this qualification round, but while we wait again for that final tally, let's go ahead and check in with our correspondence team.
Hello, thank you so much, Mimi. Geach, I have 2 questions for you. Number 1, do you call it soccer or football?
Honestly, Sabrina, it depends on whether or not I'm wearing socks. You see, if I have socks on my feet, I'm going to call it soccer because that just makes sense. But, you know, if I'm barefoot, you know, it's got to be football. It just makes sense. I mean, why I'm playing the game with no shoes on, you know, we're not going to get into that. Maybe it was a wild night.
We're not going to tell her. We're not going to tell her.
No.
Okay, I have another question. Number 2, who do you think was the MVP today?
You know, I'm not going to lie. It was different for me each round. So, like, the first round, I was really watching Icy. Icy's goalie work was insane. Like, just, he was really going for it. Second round. First round, it was Death Eagle. just straight out of the gate, just the juking and just ripping the ball and taking the shots. Like, I was really impressed by Death Eagle all the way through. And then at the end, though, Daddy Dad came through and really just showed, I'm not here to play with y'all. This is a game, but I'm not playing with y'all today. I'm coming to win this $1 million.
I think Shafe also is putting on a very good game today.
Shafe definitely did a great job. Shafe's defense, except we gotta talk about the Roby shot. We gotta talk about the Roby shot.
Somebody's got to clip that.
Listen, getting clipped and both of you are going to be forever immortalized in Roblox history. You know, not necessarily for the best reason, maybe, you know, but Shafe, you know, great job regardless. Like, I probably it would have gone the same way, real life or in Roblox for me.
I agree. All right, let's take it back to you. Thank you so much for answering those questions.
All right, folks, we are back again. Exciting stuff here as we draw to a close. The first 2 games, you saw it here, Dress to Impress and Super League Soccer, done and dusted. Now we're coming into our officially first contestant into our next round. Mimi, you want to let the folks know who it is?
Let's do it. After our first 2 games played, we have our first player advancing to the top 4. It's none other than Duddy Dud. Congratulations to him. He'll have a chance to step back, take a bit of a break before coming back for the top 4. He's already one step closer to that $1 million.
All right, incredible stuff. Duddy Dud really showed up with some fantastic scores in both of our first games. Let's see if we've got the leaderboard. We can pull it up and see the total scores of the day. Always fun to see where our players stand. Duddy Dud advancing, and I'll let you know his score was 80. So 4 points ahead of Shafe, and then a little bit of a stretch from the Death Eagle. But you see all top 5 of those players within 20 points, which means that game of soccer mattered.
It definitely made the biggest difference because if I remember correctly, Death Eagle was very far ahead in the first place.
He was the best player of DTI.
Right, yes.
And as we take a look back at some of the replays from Super League Soccer, we can think about some of the best players from it, because Shafe, really, that guy, he went from 16 points in Dress to Impress to then rally back and win every single match of Super League Soccer. He was the only through line across our 3 victorious teams.
Here are Duddy Dud's goals for his last 3 matches. Incredible.
Yeah, showing it. He started the competition off in SLS making those goals, and he ended it making goals.
And
There's
I mean,
the Death Eagle.
with games so close, 2 of them going into overtime, you got to feel a little bad for the Death Eagle because he was performing so well, but only managed to actually get the win in one of these. It goes to show that no matter how good you are, it always comes down to just your team and how good they are. Let's take a look at Duddy Dud's reaction. This is him feeling things out and getting that win there. And you see how excited he is when he found out he was progressing to the top 4.
Oh, man, that is awesome, folks. Well, there are still 3 spots left, folks, and I think we're getting ready to see it. And you want to tell us what game's coming up next?
Yeah, that's right. So with 3 spots left, no one's going to go down without a fight, though, definitely. I hope you're all ready for an absolute battle now because Blade Ball is up next.
Game 3, Blade Ball. There are 5 free-for-all matches. The goal is to deflect the ball and hit your opponents. Last one standing wins. The contestant with the highest cumulative score will advance to the round of 4. Here's a scoring for each match.
All right. We are getting ready for Blade Ball, and this is one of the hype games of the day, I will say. And you said it was a favorite of his, but I'll say it's one of my favorites as well.
Yeah, so what should we be looking out for here today? Is there any strategies, anything like that we should get excited about as we are about to hop into our first match here, and you?
Fast reaction time. Who can click their mouse the fastest?
That's all it comes down to. And who can click it at the right time? Because you misclick there, you mess up, you don't have to block.
Yeah, I'm not very good at that part.
Yeah, and here we are. We're into our first match of Blade Ball. With Duddy Dud gone, it is just going to be 9 contestants competing for 3 spots. And you see how quick this gets going. A real back and forth rally here.
And there we go.
Wow.
You see how tough it is to react.
Yeah, the first player falls. And again, it's a quick game here. Slow to start with. Every hit speeds that ball up a little bit and a little bit more until we have the showdown at at the end here.
By the way, guys, there are only 4 abilities unlocked in the Blade Ball match.
Tell me
here.
about 'em.
So there is going to be Freeze, which freezes the ball until parried or until 5 seconds. There's Blink, which allows the user to teleport up to 3 times before the cooldown. Rapture, which unleash a ferocious upward slash. And of course, Pull, which pulls the ball towards you. Not sure if anybody wants to use that, but that could be an interesting strategy.
Yeah, you see there a couple players with one of those abilities you were talking about. Largely, you're just going to be spamming that left click and making sure you're blocking, making sure you get the timing down right. It is going so quickly. Our players clearly adept with the reaction time. Freeze in play. Ball will come back going pretty quick onto Icy, and you see how fast it is out of that freeze.
Oh, misses it, jumps and jukes himself there, throwing off his timing. Yeah, that's all it takes is a second, and that's why some of these abilities matter so much. Freeze, you think slowing the ball down matters, but you throw off the defensive timing, waste your block too early, and guess what? You're a sitting duck.
Yeah, it's actually, you'd think on hearing the ability that it would be more about using to protect yourself, but you're almost always going to be using it to grief other players and freeze it right before it hits them and screw up their kind of internal clock.
Yeah, and there's that hit. Another player goes down here, and we are getting to the finals here. Roby's still in it. Exciting stuff here. We'll see if he can come back in this one. Sure. And there's the rundown. We see it there in elimination. A final approach, so strong of a strategy.
That was one of those strats you were talking about. See if you were getting the reaction times. Impeccable. Death Eagle. Great from him, and it's a 1v1 against Antarel. This ball is only going to speed up. They run each other down.
Terrell pulls it off.
Oh, there's one more left, though. Roby avoided being seen, and now he has this 1 versus 1.
He's been sneaky.
That he has.
I did not see him all match.
Roby,
They
the
run each other
powerhouse.
down.
Oh, Rapture.
Very nice from Antarel. Great usage of all of those abilities there, and taking home our first of 5 rounds here in Blade Ball.
Yeah, you know, it's hard to see from the folks at home when you see that slight arc change, but it really comes down to a millisecond timing here. Anything matters to throw off your opponent, and it came down to that in a quick mistake from Roby. Gets him second place with that one.
Yeah, impressive for Antarel, the oldest player that we have in the competition today, still looking really on top of things in what is basically just a reaction time test in Blade Ball.
Yeah, I mean, reaction time plus good gaming chairs definitely makes a good difference here. So, great job, Antarel. Amazing defensive player in Super League Soccer, and you can see that in his blocking abilities here in Blade Ball. So, definitely translated well.
Yeah, he wins the first round there. That's going to be 15 points to him for winning that first round. And, you know, it wasn't a great TCI for him, but he won 2 games of Super League Soccer. He won this first match of Blade Ball. So he's starting to sneak up those standings real quick.
Absolutely. That's what matters. Can't lose spirit. This game is still very close. Looks like we've got some scores in here. Maybe we can check those out, let the folks at home know where we stand after that first game.
Yeah, Antarel there up top with 15. Roby, second place. The Death Eagle following along there as well. And whittles all the way down to 0 points with 3J. The player unfortunately eliminated first in our opening round of Blade Ball.
As a player, though, I really like Death Eagle, always on the offensive, you know, very brave, showing off his quickness. Unfortunately, it didn't work out for him, but I like to see him keep that going in the next match.
But placements are still important in Blade Ball. Making a top 3 across, 4 or 5 of these games, or even less than that, is still going to be enough, even if you're not winning every single one.
Yeah, we are seeing that as well. It is tight race amongst the top. So anything matters, every win. Can't let yourself get down. Momentum, be darned, come back and win it. And we're in here.
There we go.
Match 2 of Blade Ball.
I'm looking at 3J here. I want a redemption run for him. He went out first in that opening round. Here's his chance to do a little bit better here. And thus far, he's mainly eluded the ball. Nice defense from him. And he's going to get into a bit of a rally early on.
Yeah, playing with that delay. Use those abilities now. Let folks kind of hopefully screw up their timing at the base level here. Knock out some of the good players with a surprise.
Freeze looks like the most popular abilities the players are electing to choose.
And there goes Icy down. Where is Death Eagle? This is a real cheeky spot.
Finding his way onto the tree. He knows things that others don't. Look at that stylish avatar right there. Let's see if they can find where he even is. People might get a little confused when the ball disappears into the trees.
Yeah, you can also kind of aim when you're bouncing back. So if you're not paying attention, you won't see him
There
up
it is
there.
again. Rapture. Very well.
Yeah, Rapture is showing a good job here. Everyone is really focused on that timing of a direct flight. When you see that arc and that increased speed, it throws things off.
So for viewers who haven't played a ton of Blade Ball, what does Rapture actually do, and how does it change how that ball travels?
Yeah, so Rapture is an upward slash where you're seeing a different kind of velocity coming from the ball.
And that's that flaming sword icon we're seeing up there, like Poke Dragon.
Significantly increased curve and an influence on the power here allows for, again, a shift in timing, trying to throw off those reaction speeds.
Personally, I've never avoided a Rapture before. I've always died when it's used on me, so like to see somebody survive that here.
It's going real quick here. Frozen up in midair. Who's it going to go after here? Death Eagle in the hot seat. Needs to reply. That's good from him.
Oh, wow. Actually, incredible anonymous line play there. You saw Death Eagle hit a direct shot to the person right to the right, and they still recovered it. At this point, this is where things heat up. People are going to be falling real quick at this ball speed.
Even with the freeze, he did not cover.
He did not count to 5 effectively. We'll have to bring that back to counting. Oh,
wow. Roby
turning it on. He could do it.
He was kind of the unsung hero of Super League Soccer, scored a lot of big goals, but only actually managed to win 1 round of it.
Oh, good freeze there. Giving Poke Dragon enough time to back up, though. Hopefully he's got the space. This ball's going to become nice and slow.
Going to max, yep.
And this is as fast as it's going to get going. Zipping back and forth. Our players doing well to react. It seems like it all comes down to the abilities with how you survive. And just the flick to the left there is very nice from Mad Max. I don't think Shafe was ready.
No, sending him back to the AFK zone to observe this match from afar.
Now Roby's on a tree.
Yeah, we'll see. It didn't work out for the Death Eagle, who did go down on his tree, but Roby, king of the jungle right now.
Rapture used. Actually, I think the first time we've seen Rapture not end in an elimination. But there's one back with the Rapture as well.
Look who we see again. Antarel, defense of the soccer, now showing this is what matters in Blade Ball.
I want to try and check in with Antarel. Let's see if he can go back-to-back here.
Yeah.
And win both rounds of this one. It's looked so good in this mode thus far. Clear the practice is paying off in a long rally. It's Rapture. He avoids it. Back he goes again. Antarel staying alive.
Impressive. Double elimination.
Impeccable from him.
All right, Roby is in it, though. Let's see what he can do here. We've seen some of these favorites already coming out here. Is he going to stay on the street for the one-on-one? Interesting. A good position. We see the rundown strategy happening a lot. Folks close that gap, force incredible reaction speeds back and forth really, really quickly, but we won't see it here if he stays up there, which means, no, he's coming down. He's going to play off this field. Doesn't like the angle for himself either.
It's going so fast. Who's going to make a mistake first? Who messes up at the beginning? Roby, down.
Again for Antarel.
Back-to-back for Antarel.
That is huge for Antarel here. Really suddenly securing his spot here. So Blade Ball, really important stuff. Incredible to see. Back-to-back wins showing he does have what it takes.
Truly impeccable from him. I mean, just looking so clean with the reaction times. I think having really good positioning throughout and definitely not afraid to take fights. We saw a lot of players trying to hide, almost play placements up in the trees, and it worked pretty well for Roby to get second place. We'll take a peek at the scores here, which is going to show us another 15 tallied up for Antarel, adding 30 to his running total.
Can he go for the perfect score in 5 matches?
That would be
ridiculous.
That would
be
insane.
Sweep of Blade Ball, and unfortunately Roby going for the clean sweep of second place. But hey, that's still a lot of points here, keeping him in this game. A couple wins might be what he needs to pull ahead.
We got to see more from Jay. He lost first in the first round, went out early in this one as well. There's 3 matches left to turn it around, but definitely has to step things up for him.
Yeah, scores are tight. I will say again, anyone's game still. Just got to get a couple more wins here, and it's not over yet. Blade Ball is just the beginning. We've got some slap battles indoors still in the progression round, so there will be some more folks moving on. However, after Blade Ball, we will have one more progressing. So, all right, the folks are getting secure. They're getting in here. Final game. All right, and how you feeling? Who's going to take this one?
Third game. There's still 3 games left.
After this.
Third game.
I'm just gonna go with Antarel. He's shown nothing but perfect gameplay here, so I don't want to be wrong here.
All right, you've heard it here. The master of Blade and Ball. We'll see how this progresses. Look at that. 2 players already running into each other. That was a quick close.
I like that from Poke Dragon. Had a couple rough runs here in Blade Ball, but starts things off with an elimination.
Yeah, impressive stuff here.
Tough positioning for Icy right at the start there.
That was.
Freeze onto the ball.
No obstacles on this one. The folks are on a flat, even playing ground. There'll be no hiding in the trees.
Death Eagle. Very interesting strategy. He's just going into the center of the map here. Clearly extremely confident in every one of these games we've seen thus far.
There's no tree to stand on, so he's got no place else to go.
Yeah, Icicle and Poke out already. The remaining players still on the board here. Doing the spread out, slow play for the beginning here. No one wants to get sloppy on these easy hits. All right, good catch on the freeze here. You don't have to wait for freeze. That is important. People can close in on that gap and just hit it, which I think is part of the mental bait. They want you to run forward and forget your timings on defense.
Yeah, the thing is, though, sometimes when it's frozen, you basically have to choose, do you back up and take the risk on the timing, as we see doesn't work out from Lime, or do you close the gap and do that? Because it is tough to get the timing perfect with how fast that ball gets moving.
Indeed. We see Shafe playing with the jumps there. The jumps is a dangerous one. It can throw off your ability to see when exactly that timing matters, but it can confuse your opponents as well.
Yeah. It's interesting. It almost looks like he's reacting less off of actually seeing the ball and more off of just like feeling the timing. It's a very cerebral way to play it. Is unfortunately for the Death Eagle, he's eliminated early this round.
Look at his expression. That must have been devastating.
Yeah, that is devastating, but I will admit his fun fact on his player card was that he is a good loser. Unfortunately, we don't want to see that today. We'd like a good winner.
I don't know how fun that is.
That's a sad fact.
No, it means he's a good sport, and that's what matters in a competition like this.
Oh, it's going real quick here. Couple freezes from both sides. Shafe ready to receive this one. Does he have the timing perfect? It's not going for him. Another freeze, and that's an elimination.
All right, but still some important folks in that. Unfortunately, that is Jay, and this was an important round for him. But guess what? Roby is still in it. Antarol is still in it, and these folks are on pace right now for the top scores.
And honestly, I'd love to just watch Antarel here. A chance to go for the three-peat. And thus far, he's playing a little bit back, letting the other competitors eliminate each other. He does a great job of choosing when to get proactive, when to actually become a part of this fight. His ability's online. It's going real quick back and forth. Antarel not finding him yet. Frozen for a moment. Roby hits it.
Wow.
That match is gone.
And that's unfortunate. Coming right to him from around that corner. He might not have been looking the right way.
Roby has been our other best player of Blade Ball, and him and Antarel are both in this. Another competitor, though, someone who was good in the last round, Shafe, here as well, with his chance to dethrone Antarel in this mode.
Yeah, I think we saw some impressive goaltending, or goalkeeping from Shafe. Oh, in that last round, but...
That's Roby gone.
That's Roby.
1v1. Antarel. He's three-peat on the line here. Up against Shafe. The goalkeeper extraordinaire. It's back and forth so quick.
Wow. Three in a row. That's insane.
In a row.
Look at that fire emoji on top of his head. That must feel real good.
That is an important win from Antarel, who takes the 3 top spots in 3 rounds here. Boy, he must be feeling good. You've got a little room to breathe here, a little bit of a buffer. Yeah, that is the face of the champion of the Blade.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, if he gets a little bit better, he might just be able to match up against me.
Yeah, we're going to see that.
Yeah.
I feel like he might crush you, no offense. He looks kind of undefeated right now.
After this competition, I challenge Antarel to...
sub-10th player who we consider a very good player, and he was destroyed by every one of these guys, so they are good. All right, folks, looks like the scores are in. Let's check it out and see where we stand. No surprise there, Antarel sweeping Blade Ball with 3 victories and 45 points on the board.
Antarel had 66 points coming into this one from 2 wins in SLS and a solid performance in DTI. This should now put him out in front of the lead. If he can maintain this through the rest of the rounds of Blade Ball, he is setting himself up for a bit of a break to not have to play through doors, to get to skip out on slap battles as well, and put himself in a great position to win $1 million.
We'll see if he can, though. But again, our top players are still within 20 points of each other, which means a single bad round of Blade Ball could put you down on the scoreboard pretty quickly.
But it could. I mean, it's a lot of the times comes down to which way that ball is going. You can get caught off guard. One slight mistake, one slight slip up, and you lose a lot of points. And we're into our 4th round, the penultimate playthrough here of Blade Ball.
Yeah, sometimes I notice when playing Blade Ball, you get caught up into other people's battles, and you don't notice that the ball is coming to you next. So you got to be always alert.
You got to watch the cross. We see in the movement they mostly want to keep space with the players next to them, no surprises. But that cross-up is a dangerous time for both players. Try to avoid, I think, in general. Again, Antarel playing it safe, and this has worked for him in this initial round. Carve out your own corner and just play it easy. Let the fools charge in.
We've seen 3 rounds thus far. I want to ask you guys, how are we feeling about the ability choice of our players? I think we've seen some value from the freeze, from a couple different ones. What would you be choosing if you were competing?
Well, I think Rapture has really shown its shines here. Just being able to change that arc and mix things up has been awesome. A little harder to notice the magnet that pulls people in with the pull, but that is an important one because when you sneak up on someone a bit there, use the pull and get a quick return, and that's what's going to throw folks off.
My go-to ability is the Infinity, which unfortunately is not in this game. But
Yeah, this was hand chosen by the developers to ensure we had the most competitive mode here, and these are the 4 they deemed fair, balanced, and a wonderful sport to watch.
That's one of the things that is so cool about this tournament, the involvement of the developers. I know talking to them, you were saying a lot of the devs of these games are so excited to see them played here at the Hunt Final.
Yeah, we appreciate all the work the devs did, adding some custom tweaks to some of their modes, and we know even some brand new modes, as we'll get to a little later in this competition.
Yes, we will.
And that's one of the special kind of magical fun things about Roblox, is working with our developers so hand in hand to make awesome competitions and awesome tournament games that can stand the test of time.
Well, our three-peat winner here in Blade Ball is alive yet again. About half the contestants are gone, and another, that's Death Eagle, falling yet again here.
Oh, and that's rough. Unfortunately for Death Eagle, that was a real important game for Win. He's still high in the standings, but needed a good first place here to really secure a top spot.
The players that are closest to Antarell in score are going to be Roby, who's doing pretty well for himself. Shafe up just a few points behind. Those are the guys you're looking at here. Is it's Jay taken out of this round, and we've whittled things down to a final 4. Again, Roby, Antarell, those are the guys to watch in this final.
Yeah, an important one. I'm not sure they're paying attention to these scores as much as we are back there as the competition's fierce, but if I was Antoel, I'd be going for some of the folks who I know could compete with my top spot, and that's Roby, who's still in this game.
An anonymous line, a third contender trying to step up. He's closing the gap. Antarell somehow always avoiding getting involved in these early fights.
Yeah, they really should be teaming up on him.
Yeah, that's right. They're kind of playing a little passive here, just splitting the board across this triangle.
It's just going back and forth around the triangle. Lime hits it in. Who slips up first? Who makes a mistake? Roby, abilities being used. It's going so quick, but every one of them up to the task. Still staying in it, and finally.
Amazing.
This is going to be hard to recover.
Let's see if Antarell.
Oh!
Oh, I thought it went to Antarell.
No,
He's still in. A 1v1 between two of our top performers. Antarell, Roby, back and forth.
Oh my goodness.
They go. Down, and Roby
clutches up.
uncrowns the king, and is the first player besides Antarell to take home a round here in Blade Ball.
Well, that was an incredible run down there. An important win for Roby. That is a key moment for him to capture those points and put himself up there where he needs to be.
So stoic and so relaxed.
Yeah, that's his
Zero
vibe.
Pressure.
Yeah, he knows it, man. Just keep it cool, keep it chill.
Look at
Hey, $1 million, what? Doesn't matter to me.
Yeah, seems like he's been there many times before.
You got to be stoic when you're doing it. Our scores are ready to go. The umpires have tallied things up, and still it's Antarell leading out, but Roby is close behind. The issue is, if it keeps going down to those two, another 3 points is not going to be enough for Roby to overtake there.
No, we're going to need some tactical plays here because, again, they can win, but they need to knock Antarell out early. I'd be hunting, I'd be looking, and try to use those abilities fast and get him out of this competition.
58 points across DTI and SLS for Roby, and 66 for Antarell. So not only would Roby have to do better than Antarell in this round, but significantly so to be able to pull ahead there. So he basically has to win and get Antarell out early if he wants to overtake here.
Right. Another name that's not mentioned enough here is actually a chat favorite, which is Death Eagle. Everybody wants to see him come back, and let's see if he could pull off a win in a final game here.
Yeah, I think we've seen a couple emotional reactions from him losing out in these early rounds, and he's definitely going to have to step up here, only taking home 22 points across the first 4 rounds. We want to see some more from him in this final one.
But a reminder, it's never over for all of our players. You need to keep on fighting because this is a progression system with points that count across each game. So you do need to try your hardest in each and every round here. It is important to secure as high of a spot as possible in each round. But here we are, the final round of Blade Ball. And here we go, anonymous line.
It's almost over.
I know.
I'm having a great time.
I could watch Blade Ball, I think, all day. It is a beautiful game of art.
It is really fun to watch. The pace at which it plays, it's kind of unlike anything else that we're going to be playing in the tournament today.
Absolutely, and a nice, quiet, distraction-free map here to just show this is a game of skill. As, again, there's a boom, and I believe the first player goes down here. Exciting stuff, but Shafe will not be remaining in this round of the competition.
Yeah, the brand new classic V2, I believe, the map, a fan favorite here.
That's really tough for Shafe. He was one of those players just on the edge, cumulatively 101 points for Shafe. He could have, if Antarel and Roby had been eliminated early, maybe looked to overtake, but unfortunately today's not his day, at least in this one game. There's still more for him to play, but that opportunity to qualify straight to the top 4, not really looking too possible.
All right, Death Eagle takes down Icicle quickly there with a click and a sweep, and that is down for the count.
That play just before that too, with Jay freezing that Rapture was amazing.
Yeah, it's one of the best direct counters, I think, when we're talking about the abilities in this game.
Absolutely. Great reaction time there.
All right, well, Antaras still in it, and that is the player to be watching in this round. If they can take him out early, there is a chance here. It is an important moment for him. We'll see where this freeze is going. I'm not sure they saw the trajectory.
Mad Max?
Oh, going with the counter freeze. Absolutely. Oh, and that is out.
Wait, this is a chance now for
Huge
Roby
play.
to
The
come
King
back
has
here.
fallen.
It's true. Now, suddenly, this is a moment of truth here. Roby can claw this back. That was an early knockout.
It's really going to come down to how the points roll out. Did Antarel go out early enough? Can Roby actually win this? It'll be neck and neck between the two of those, but to have its absolute best chance at the points working in his favor, Roby wants to win this round.
Yeah, Chad is still talking about Death Eagle. They can't stop talking about him.
As neither can we. Neither can we, and he's going to shine still. I have a lot of faith in our remaining matches here. But for this one, this is a moment for Roby. If he can place top 2, I believe, he might have the points to move on. We'll find out.
We'll have to see the umpires tally it, but all he's thinking right now is that a win would be so important, and that's Death Eagle, the fan favorite, going down. And I think we're down to 4 contestants. Jay still in this one, Lime still in this one, but they're fighting each other, and the real man who's winning off of that is, of course, Roby, sitting in the corner, letting his opponents fight each other off, and buying time, buying placement in this round.
Yeah, good plays for Mad Max. He's been a little quieter in the earlier rounds, but he's done a good job this round eliminating some important players and actually sticking to it and staying alive.
I like that we see Roby use the fully zoomed out camera and get as much situational awareness as possible. He's not looking at it from his character's perspective. He's looking at this almost bird's eye view and staying in the race.
Yeah, it's interesting timing. That means he knows the distance to the map, because you're not going to see the collision with your character here. You got to just watch the ball, your opponent, the timing, and know the second count each and every bounce of this.
If you've played Billy Ball, you know you're not even really looking at the ball a ton. You just kind of feel it. You feel the momentum. You get in a rhythm, and that's why the abilities are so strong, because they break that natural rhythm.
Yeah,
that's why I play with my eyes closed.
I was going to say, we should have the blindfolded blade ball competition and see how far anyone gets.
You probably could play off audio. It would be hard, but...
Also, shout out to Jay. He's sort of been moving his way up the ladder in each and every match.
Yeah, doing a great job here.
Yeah.
All right, we've got a top 3. Anonymous Lime also doing great today with Roby. Who was that?
I think that was Roby that just went down. Roby's out of the round.
Wow. Roby. I'm not sure if that score's going to be enough.
I don't think so. Antarel is going to have to be really kind of getting a sigh of relief out of there, knowing that he's getting a pretty comparable number.
Jay with the win. Wow.
Final win of that one. He needed that one. Was sitting at 77 points going into this round, adding 15 more to the total from the win. We're going to have to tally everything up, of course, but I think that's likely to be a position that Antarel is feeling good about. He took 3 out of 5, got a runner-up position in the 4th, and got about a middling placement in that final round.
Yeah, it is cumulative, so as you get the scoring, even if you don't clear this one hurdle, it is important going on to the final. But again, wonderful stuff. We'll find out from the judges.
And that's why we're talking about, our top performer being the one who gets that insta qualification, but there's still the other players who have to go and now play slap battles after this, and then doors after that. Getting into 2nd, 3rd place and being competitive in that way means that you're in a way better position once that top number is taken off the board to sneak in and qualify in that next round.
Right. And I feel like in a way, slap battles coming up next is very similar to Blade Ball, fast-paced, individual competition, and here are the scores, so let's take a look.
All right. Oh, wow. Look at that. 1 point lead for Antarel over Roby in that one. Yeah.
And we'll wait for that official tally, but Antarel did go in with more points than Roby as well, so that should be enough, but we, of course, want to wait for that official confirmation from our referees. Antarel, though, what an impressive performance from him. 2 wins in SLS, a solid showing in DTI, and now 60 points tallied up here in Blade Ball. Looking like a fierce competitor there.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, that was epic, everyone. Let's all take a deep breath after Blade Ball and see what's going on with Keach and Sabrina and what they have to say.
Yes, thank you, Jay Party. I needed that. I'm over here losing it watching these games. They were so good. Oh my gosh. Now, Sabrina, who surprised you the most?
Well, Antarel because I did not expect those skills, and then they started going after Antarel. So that was a good strategy on their part.
Of course, because you've got to get out the guy who's getting everybody else out.
3 wins in a row. That's scary.
Yeah, especially with the intensity that I really enjoyed watching Antarel and Roby go at it, because I just knew that Roby was, I don't know, Roby had the strats. It's just like, you just couldn't quite
the
pull it out.
reflexes.
Yeah, and then just the back and forth so fast, man. But, you know, Jay pulling out the last round.
Yeah, that was unexpected. I didn't expect it. So it could be anyone's game at this point.
I don't know.
We have no idea what's going to be happening in the next few games.
Yeah, I definitely didn't expect Antarel to get knocked out in that last round, especially the way that he played the first 4 rounds, and then for Mad Max to come and just take him out. I think I had to double take when that happened, because I couldn't believe that Antarel got eliminated. I was like, wait a minute, did I say Antarel got eliminated? I didn't expect that. But then, you know, for it to end in Antarel and Roby to only be 1 point apart.
Yeah, that's insane. Only 1 point apart. Right now, those two are the top for $1 million, right? That's crazy.
Man, I mean, if I played like that, I feel like I'd have a pretty good shot. I'm just saying. Yeah, I'm not a blade baller. You know, it's a little too fast for me. I don't think my eyes.
Fun fact, they said something about playing blade ball blindfolded. I actually did do that.
How did that go for you?
I got on voice chat in Roblox, and I asked a random player if they would help me.
You trusted a random?
Yes, I was blindfolded. I played the game. They told me when to hit, and I won. That was amazing, though. Thank you so much. Now back to you, Jay Party.
All right, riveting analysis from our fancy correspondence team. You all doing great stuff. Appreciate it.
Blindfolded. That's crazy.
I don't believe that.
I'm into the blindfolded blade ball competition. That's going to be for the next hunt. We'll see. All right. Well, another game down, which means a new contestant is advancing to the round of 4.
And it's official. We are happy to announce the next contestant making their way into the top 4. It's the 3-time Blade Ball champion, Antarel.
All right, give it up for Antarel here. He is deserving of a good break after that performance. Wow, such a strong showing. So he's going to join our first contestant, and just like that, 2 folks have progressed. Exciting stuff. Dudadud and Antarel get to hang out and talk about how they're going to strategize for the top 4.
Yeah, let's take a look at the scores here as well, because we're getting all tallied up. We're getting towards the last 2 games here in the qualification stage, aren't you?
Yeah, that's got to feel good. They're now 1 step closer to the $1 million. Looking at Roby and Shafe here with each over 100 points.
Yeah, that is strong. But hey, players in the 90s still have a major chance here. As we've seen, the points start adding up in these 5-round games that we're going to see.
Yeah, I want to give some credit to Jay there. He lost first in the first game of Blade Ball, went out early in the second as well, and then rallied back in those last 2 games, or the last 3, getting deep placements to tallying nearly 30 points on the board, and bring himself now into the top 4 of our standings.
All right. Well, things are heating up here. We've got our 8 contestants left, and now would be a great time to get up, stretch, grab a snack, and take a brief pause. But don't go too far away. Don't change that channel. We're going to be resuming the stream here, but first, we're going to see some stories of some of the incredible creators that make Roblox possible. I think we've got some fun stories, some fun content for you folks at home, so maybe we'll check out some of these creator stories, and we'll be back with live competition soon for the $1 million prize that's coming.
Being the art director on a high-end fashion game. And I wear Crocs on the daily.
The difference between this and all of our other projects is there's very little.
The color palette is actually just kept blank. I'm an art director for Sawhorse Productions. Sawhorse makes living in Alaska.
Imagine if Andorel, wait, is it Andorel? Andorel. Imagine if Andorel wins the million. Andorel, yeah. Wait, who was the other person? Who was the other person that moved on? Dennis! Mitaj, thank you for the member. Who is the other person that moved on? Oxy with the gifted member. How you doing? Sword Blocks. Hey, man, how you doing? I'm doing fantastic right now. Just great, just great. Roby. No, Roby didn't move on. He's still in it. Yo, Zord! Can you put some oil on your bald head? I'll put some oil on your bald head. Yo, Mad Dog 99 with the member. Thank you, thank you, thank you. 7 Gamer with the member. Thank you. It was da-da-da. Oh, yeah, da-da-da. Da-da-da and Adderall moved on. Yo, Aniko Priest, thank you so much. What was that question? Would I like to what? Yo, Oxy, thank you for the member. All right, chat. All right. Hey, yo, underscore. Thank you so much. Epic Bear Sports, thank you. How do you be a member? You click the $ at the bottom of the chat or the link at the top of the description. It's 99 cents to be a member. You get a check mark next to your name. Your name turns green. It's awesome. Access to member videos, member streams. Freezing cold. Thank you. Oxy, thank you very much. Thank you.
You know how long
Fabian!
YouTubers reached out to you curious about RPO back then?
Yep.
Did that also happen with the Hunt Mega Edition?
Yep. Yes, it did. Mandy Barra, thank you for the member. I appreciate that. New 32 with the gifted member. Wait a minute. Matthew Steverson, thank you for the member. I appreciate that. Let's go, baby. Creek has more viewers than the actual stream. That's right, baby, because we're Roblox now. Hey, Roblox, we're Roblox now. It's us. We are Roblox, okay? And our number one, the first thing that we're going to say as Roblox are chicken jockey. Roblox about to copyright strike this. They're like, get out of here. What are you talking about? Yo, Mr. Lightning, thank you for the member.
Should I gift you guys 50 memberships?
Travis Richardson, what are you doing out of my basement? Get back in the basement and stop spending money on my credit card. What do you mean you're going to donate 50 members? Chat, should he spend 50 members on my credit card? What in the world, dude? Yo, Oxy with the gifted member, thank you so much. Oh my God, he did it. Well, there went my credit card. There went my credit card. Smile with the one gifted member. Chat, I will do one push-up for every member that gets... Wait, never mind. I take that back, never mind. Wait, what did that say? There's bots who are promoting... What did that say? There are bots who are promoting... there are bots who are promoting links, and there's popular YouTubers. All channels check. I'll check that out. Thank you so much. I'll check that out. Thank you. Yo, Vayak, thank you for the member. Thank you for the super chat. Love, I love you back. I don't know how to say your name, but I love you back. Especially your grandma. Tell your grandma I said hi. Space! Oh my God, Space became a member. Oh my God. Yo, everyone say W Travis. He just gifted 50 memberships. W Travis. Are you a furry on the weekends? Only from 12 a.m. to 3 a.m. That's the only time I'm a furry. That's the only time. Yo, French Empire with the super chat. Thank you so much for spending your mom's money. Thank you. W. Chat, what else should I buy with his credit card? Wait, you know what's funny? I think you actually do have my credit card. Like if you wanted to, I think you actually do have my credit card. I think he actually does, chat. Imagine. Oh man, wait, what is this? Travis Richardson just bought a Lamborghini.
Roblox event. I would make it for you.
What?
This is my last dono because I'm broke now, and here's some of my friends. Person
Thank you.
levitate.
advance to the round of 4. Here's the scoring for each match.
All right, folks. Don't let that charming music deter you. This is a serious competition, and it's really important for our players as there is a pretty close scoring amongst our top here, and it's still anyone's game because in 5 rounds of slap battles, if you go out first, you ain't getting any points. If you make it to the top, you're getting a lot. So, again, the competition is in it. We've got some exciting stories from our players, and I think they're doing good stuff here. Mimi, what are you thinking?
I'm thinking that this is going to be exciting. I think we're going to start to really shake out who our true top players are because it's down to the wire, and we're into our first round of slap battles. There's going to be 5 total, and this one is a little bit fun, a little bit chaotic. Normally, this is a game with a ton of different gloves, but in this version, we're only playing with one to keep the competition fair.
Yes, the basic white glove, and of course, the fart ability is the only one that is in the game, and as you guys can hear, it's already being used.
Absolutely, you're going to hear that flowing here. As this game's going to have a little bit of a slower pace start, the players are going to kind of jockey for position in the middle here with this basic glove. It doesn't have a massive knock back, which is kind of an important part of this, as the terrain will start to burn down around them and force them onto a smaller and smaller island.
I gotta say, everybody must be trying their best, fighting for life to win, because losing in slap battles must be the most disrespectful way to go out. I will not take that.
Yeah, you hear a fart sound effect and you fall off the map. Yeah, you don't want to go down like that. Pressure definitely on. I think it's a lot of strategy in it. As silly as that might sound for how silly the game is, you have to calculate your risks. Do you play towards the center where there's going to be a lot more conflict? Do you stick more to the side but risk getting hit off in just 1 or 2 slaps? Positioning is a lot of the game in slap battles.
Yeah, as you get a breakaway, we'll see as players start to get knocked towards the edge, you kind of see the whole mob move towards them a little bit, trying to get an extra slap, push them off the cliff, because it takes a little bit of time as all players are still alive here, but this board is getting smaller.
You are incentivized to, not take too many risks because you're not getting points for eliminating other players. You're getting points for surviving and being the last man standing on that island as it slowly whittles away. Still, our competitors all up. The players starting to get a little closer to that edge.
Yeah, we see with this next drop on the layer on fire now. When that falls, we're going to see people dropping real quick here as we might be a single slap away from the center, and that's where the action really heats up.
This is getting intense.
All right, yeah, still 8 players alive, actually, which is a high score. I'm surprised as we saw folks falling a little quicker here.
Oh, no, Death Eagle, the fan favorite.
Tough for him. He had a couple slower finishes in blade battles. Still, one of our top path contenders points-wise, and another one falls down safe. Made a lot of noise on the way down.
Well, we're going to be making it to, it looks like, our final small pedestal here with a lot of players still in this.
Yeah, 6 up on a very small island. Who's going to be the first to slip? Another goes down. Second player falling as well. It's down to a final 4. Who can stay up? Who can hold on? Mad Max in the center. It looks like a 1v1 against Lime. Max falls, and that should be Lime taking the first round.
All right. Wow.
Congratulations.
That got a wee bit chaotic here as all 8 players made it to a really small form of the island here. But Anonymous Lime taking our kickoff match of slap battles and a whole new array of top players coming out of this next game.
And that's instantly going to shoot Lime way up the standings here. The pack was super tight in the middle of the group, and getting those full points for the victory is big for Anonymous Lime.
Yeah, it seems like his name's just popping out of nowhere now. Didn't really see him much in Blade Ball there. And me personally, I played a lot of slap battle, and I have some overpowered gloves. Just seeing them use the basic gloves, it must be really. This is the game that induces the most rage out of me. So
really, already saw some emotions. Last match of Blade Battle, and I imagine it'll only get more intense as the games get closer and players realize that chance to make $1 million is slipping away. But our scores are set to go, so let's take a peek how we're doing. No surprises, Anonymous Lime up top, earning 16 points from his win.
Yeah, Mad Max coming in second with 13, and Jay needing those 10 points. And it's good to see some folks popping up. Icicle had a rough enough to keep his hopes alive. Unfortunately, an upset here with the Death Eagle falling first and Roby going down again early on in this match here. So that's unfortunate. We'll see if that's enough to knock him down, but I think they've still got a shot here.
Yeah, looks like players are getting into the match now. So let's go ahead and hop in. Our second game getting underway now, and the island, for but a moment, is back to being calm.
Looks peaceful, right?
Not for long.
There's the countdown again. No early knockdowns that last round. We'll see if that sticks to be the case because it's anyone's game, but the players still playing safe. Everyone kind of jockeying for that king of the hill in the middle there. That's the spot to be. You could see a bit of a rundown if anyone shows weakness on the edge there. I think we see the Death Eagle playing a little more outside the pack. No one needs to get their hands dirty up front here. Take it slow.
It's funny because you actually see him kind of actioning a similar strategy to what he did in Blade Ball, staying back, playing the fringe of the map, trying to just basically avoid attention from other contestants until he runs out of time. You see Roby both doing the same. Definitely feels advantageous. But there's a flight towards the edge, and Lime goes aggro, knocks Jay off the world.
Ooh, that's rough for Jay, who needed some more points here, but goes down early in this round. Again, this is only round 2 of a...
Jay was having a good run back like you were talking about. Good placement in the first round. In our last game,
Maybe that's why Lime was targeting Jay right off the rip.
Yeah, you wanted to go for that. Go for the people who are leading right now. You know, while the map burns down. Oh, wait, we did lose another one. Poke. Dragon goes down. Fun facts about slap battles. You know, the devs develop and update this game all the time. There has been a one-glove release.
There goes Roby.